And freak out. And we are live. Hello, everybody. Let's pop out the chat. We're back. We're back. Well, I guess technically I wasn't gone. I wasn't gone for a week for streaming, but I was on vacation for most of last week. So, Lolly Ho, Jellybean, good to see you. Glad to have you. Been so long. Oh, look at your lovely faces. Ray Ray, good to see you. Glad to have you. Reminder, yeah, hello, lovely people. Reminder, no spoilers, but spoilers mean anything from Endwalker and any major reveals from any expansion. If you want to have one that's spoiled for you, then don't spoil it for others. However, that said, if it's from anything that's happened up to what we've played so far, you're fine. Lolly Ho, Aaron, good to see you. Glad to have you. Lolly Ho, Demins, good to see you. Glad to have you. Dest, good to see you. Glad to have you. How is everyone today? I'm doing better. I got to have a seasonal depression affect me in the last, like, 3 days right after vacation. But, you know, what else? You know, as it goes. But, yeah, no, it was a good time being off. But, yeah, I'm doing decent enough today. Hello, everyone. I may be able to watch the first hour and a half so the person doesn't show up their appointment that started about half an hour ago. Yeah, well, it's good to have you, Roria. How was your, I believe you were at a con this weekend? Sarah, good to see you. Glad to have you. Jubilant. Indeed. If you'd like to be mildly amused, I just posted a new overheard on... Oh! Twitter. Oh, did you post... Oh, yeah, so Ray Ray has this lovely little... Let's see, make sure it pops up on the... but yeah, she posts these little... Overheard in Eorzean has these little moments of, like, people saying weird shit. I'd hate to be that squirrel. You think she can see us? Well, she certainly sees you making an arse of yourself with that box. Just good little shit. See, this is what happens when they give me the keys to the Twitter and the machine. But hey, Ray Ray, at least you're posting good stuff, so you make us laugh. I don't see the problem. Exactly, Aurora. It's surprising how much silliness is going on in the background. Truly, it's so easy to, like, completely miss it. You actually made me try finding NPC dialogue. Nice! Once you start to notice it, you find it everywhere. Kathra, good to see you, glad to have you. Willow, good to see you, glad to have you. I hope you're feeling a little bit better. Welcome back. Thanks, guys. Hope you're a good week off. Yeah, it was a good time. I was simultaneously all the same causes for stressors were not removed because I actually love doing this and you guys and the job and stuff, but also it was a really good time in and of itself. So yeah, it was a very, very good time. I'm hoping to continue to take that energy and move forward. Mood and love the beanie. Thank you. It is a partner's of mine, I believe. The good old sads. Indeed, Jellybean. Indeed. I had fun. Barely got to see my friends. It's kind of usually a good way to hang out with someone. Yeah, cons can be really good for that, for definitely meeting up with people. Jan, good to see you. Glad to have you. Hi, Leo. Welcome back. Hope you're feeling rested. Yes, I am equal parts feeling like I had a great time and rested. And also unrefreshed, but that's for the same usual mental health stuff that and the usual anxiety and depressions that I've been dealing with, but that have been chronic for a while. But I have new doctor's appointments and stuff set up so that hopefully that will be alleviated, and then I can go back to making more content for you guys, and because I enjoy it. AC, good to see, glad to have you. I found a player while visiting Dynamis. Seraph called Guatia. Looks like Graha would be a great addition, don't you think? That's fantastic. Look at all you guys. Oh, Willow. Love the blue. Love the blue. Are those the newest Newliths V? But like, love the red. Love the Scion's gear. But that is a colorful fest you got going on there, Willow. Glorious. Okay. I am going to go ahead and we're gonna do doing the desk with the WoW. We're gonna go ahead and start doing our warm up with the samurai quests. I love it. Yeah, it's very good. Most of us live within 3 cities of each other. Our schedules just never line up. Yeah, I mean that's the thing though. Unless you're like, even if you could be. I've been 30 minutes away from people by car, or even like not even that, like 15 minutes away by car, and still not hang out with people very regularly because that's just how life works. Okay, I feel good. So the next quest we have for the Ruby Sea, and I forgot just how much, because I remembered the Kojin obviously, but I forgot how much Sato and stuff plays into the Ruby Sea. But the next quest we have is Under the Sea, and I totally did not know that before I named this episode. And originally this episode was named Down Where It's Wetter, but how appropriate. Good evening, Brian. Good to see you. Glad to have you. I'm doing quite well in the Manderville weapons. I hope to get them all by the end of the month. Nice, AC. Yeah, I took a little bit of time this morning to just do a bunch of roulettes and stuff to start earning them. I am currently 2 down. I'm going to try to get them all, or at the very least, especially with the amount of time we have, I'm thinking at the very least I'm going to try to get 1 for each job, because I already have Paladin and Gunbreaker and Sage, so I guess I have 3. I guess what other ones do I want when it comes to, like, my mains? I mean, honestly, Sage, I care about that. Caster, I don't know, I haven't looked at the book. Is the Summoner book any good? I'd probably pick Summoner. I'd have to take, yeah, but if I just do 1 for each role, I think that'd be pretty good. Can you sing the song with or without the Jamaican accent? Down where it's better, take it from me. Under the sea, under the sea. I don't want to get canceled. Anyways, no, that song is, you're welcome. Didn't I make it, I feel like I make a reference to, Poor Unfortunate Souls a couple episodes ago. I would have chosen that. Slope, yeah. Wait, what, why is everybody doing Slope? Oh, because... Well, there was a reason I guess I picked Koronai. Has to have the accents. Down where it's wetter. Yep. I get it now. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. A woman had come calling on Musosai in the inn. Judging by her appearance, she's a compatriot and a samurai. At the time, I couldn't bring myself to break the news to her, but in hindsight, perhaps it's best it came from you anyway, seeing as you were Musosai's pupil. The visitor is in the front of the quicksand. You'll recognize her by her dignified air. Summoner book looks like a bigger, fancier book. Same for Scholar book. I own both. To be fair, that is, unless there's a glow effect, that's pretty much just every Scholar book. I feel like the only time I remember that, like, there's lots of cool ideas that are them. Which was it? Is it Catesis that has the thing where it's like invisible on one side, but then the other one I can think of is the A Realm Reborn. I think it's a Realm Reborn relic one where it has the little antenna that flips up. When they try to come up with some stuff, it's pretty funny. How did you not think of that? Cause I try to be tasteful, and while my mind is like corrupted, and not even corrupted, just inherently, I'm used to having a shield wall, like protecting, like holding back the raunchy, but y'all make it impossible. So yeah, clearly I haven't corrupted it enough. Okay, guys, okay. You appear to be a samurai, yet you are not of our land. May I ask who addresses me? Elio Forcheron, at your service. Well, that you should be Master Musosai's pupil. Tell me, where might I find him? Embrace it, you can't escape. God damn it, Willow. I'm trying to be family friendly. I'm failing spectacularly. As you'll note, the next funding goal is a maid outfit, but I'm trying. Do we make like a stretch goal to start twerking or something? Is that the way of it? Words cannot well express my sorrow. I had the honor of being acquainted with your master in the past. Permit me to introduce myself. I am Okoto, the Sekisegumi. Ours is the peacekeeping force of Kugane, a port city in Hingashi. I journeyed across the seas, hoping to meet with Master Musosai, but it seems I must settle for paying my respects. Might I trouble you to show me to this resting place, the Silver Bazaar you called it? I am in your debt. Let us away then. Summit! Good to see you, glad to have you. The Eureka Summoner book looks really cool, and I want to put them in my Summoner Glamour, but Eureka. Well, so, okay, you know what? I know we did it for community stuff. I actually really do want to do Baldessian Arsenal, and I have multiple people I know who want to do Eureka. So if people want to, like, message me, and if we want to make, like, well, just use looking for group, I guess. But we can make, like, a mini group or something to, maybe do a weekly meetup for, Eureka, because then one of the things we could do for like a weekly meetup, even if we just do it for like an hour or two, is we'll get your dailies done, which will level you up quickly and which will allow you to like get a couple of your tomes. So if people are interested in that, I definitely would be down for going back to some Eureka. And also, I guess at some point I want to make sure that I have every relic glam and really relic weapon in the game. So I'm gonna have to do a bunch of Eureka at some point. Embrace the degen, embrace the degen stream. What's the point of being wet under sea? It's all salt water and people wearing less clothing down there under the sea. Yeah, I suppose natural lubrication in the way you would normally conceive of would not be helpful. I mean, presumably it would be more like either oily or like slime. Because you could imagine that like you would still want some form of lubrication, just might be a very different form of lubrication. You know, the same way that like water doesn't work very well for lubrication during sex, I've been told. You typically want oils or something like that. Not less clothing. I focus a lot on marine biology in college. You don't want to know what's in the ocean. Something. All I can tell you is, nature, you scary. And ocean, you scary version of nature being scary. I've been told. Oh wait, I'm actually wearing pants. Oh shit! You coming at me with about degeneracy and I'm not even wearing pants. Natural lubrication use. Welcome to Mortifying Mondays, everyone. There is no mistake. Your blade work, indeed, Master Musalsai trained you. Forgive me for standing idle as you fought, but I had to make certain that you spoke the truth. Master Musalsai seldom took on pupils, you see, but any doubt I may have harbored has been utterly dispelled. Now then, let us continue. We know more about space. Yeah, that's that usually go to. We know more about the moon. Like the surface of the moon than we do the ocean. I mean, because like space, like, you know, especially with the limitations of, like we have a lot of ability to like know what like certain stars or planetoids and stuff are made up of, but like space is pretty fucking big. So I mean, whereas like the ocean's pretty fucking big, but on a galactic, like a universal scale, like, but definitely surface of the moon. We should learn nothing about the ocean. There's monsters down there. I agree. This is why I play video games, where it feels more safe and comfortable, because even if I know there's horrors, I know there's gonna be horrors, rather than the deep ocean, where, look, I'm the motherfucker who saw Jaws a little bit too early, started swimming in a swimming pool, in a chlorine swimming pool that was about 6 foot deep at like age 6 and was still like, sharks. So, far be it from my opinion to be listened to on that one. A beautiful ocean view. He will surely be at peace here. As you may know, Master Musosai had one other pupil before you. Ugetsu is his name, and he is wanted in Hingashi for the murder of countless dignitaries in the Bakufu of our nation's government. Though his weren't the hands that wielded the blade, Master Musosai created the killer, and in the eyes of the law he was deemed no less responsible. As a samurai, he is expected to commit seppuku in order to atone for the crime, but he refused. As a result, he was branded a craven in Hingashi. Brian, good to see you, glad to have you! But naught could be further from the truth. Master Musosai fled not because he feared death. This I knew in my heart. And beholding your blade work, I know now that it was not that he sought to do. He wished to make you amends by training a new pupil. Such was the shame he felt. Death was not sufficient atonement. Nay, the only way he might know peace was to begin anew, with a worthy successor who would bring him honor. Know that Ugetsu is no common killer. He is a notorious insurgent who seeks to tear down the status quo. No few samurai sympathize with his cause, and every day more rally to his banner. For a time he remained in hiding, but our operatives report that he has recently resurfaced in Kugane. By all indications, he is poised to strike a heavy blow against the Bakufu. 'Twas for no other purpose but to petition Master Musosai's aid that I journeyed here. Alas, it was not to be. As I came, so too must I return, alone. I too came alone. My thanks for showing me here. Brief though it was, 'twas an honor to meet you. Guys, keep your katanas in your sheaths. What if I don't have a katana? Keep your sheath without a katana in it? We're going with that. No, I'm a Sam main. Deathberry, good to see you, glad to have you. Hello, I hope everyone's having a great day. It's always better, like, I appreciate every time when not just hanging out with all you, when some of y'all come in and are just like, I hope you're having a great day and stuff, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, I know it's a small nicety for most people, but I enjoy it, so thank you very much. Improves it. Less concerned about sharks, more concerned about the giant transparent skilled eldritch demons in the Marianas Trench. I mean, like, but, okay, if old ones were under the sea, kaiju fight. Welcome back. Hope you had a great and well-deserved vacation. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I got to spend some time with a loved one, and it was a good time. I did not spend as much time. I was about to say working, but no, I shouldn't have been working. No, I'm excited to try to get back to projects. I have to catch up, so there's probably not going to be a video this week. There probably may be a short. But like I have a lot of scripts I've finished, but a lot of videos I just haven't even started because like footage and stuff. So yeah. Momo's ego made me think he was a girl for a while. I blame the hat. I get it. I mean, look, one of the things you can tell with Dune's folk is their ears and their eyes. Well, I guess the eyes is just Dune's folk, but their ears a lot of times are telltale because of the pigmentation at the ends. You took her to see Musosai. Doubtless he was happy to have a visitor, and one from his homeland besides. So the wayward pupil's up to no good again. It's certainly worrying, but there isn't much outsiders like us can do. We can only hope that Makoto and our comrades will triumph over Ugetsu. I'll let you return to your business, but pay me a visit from time to time. You hear? It's lonely without the old man around. No, buddy. Gabe sloppy. Elio, you're making this series. Oh, I'm glad I'm providing entertainment. If I have one job. Aurora, as long as you know where your chakrams are, you'll be fine. Oh, I hear ladies love the chakrams. Okay, understood. Keep your wakizashi in your pants, fellas. What about my nodachi? Should I whip out my nodachi? Ah, Elio, I have a letter for you that arrived at the inn. It's from Makoto, the Hingan samurai who came all the way here singing Musosai. Can't imagine what this might be about. Let's find out, shall we? Dear Elio, I pray the letter finds you well. You received me with kindness when we first met, and I write to you in hopes of depending upon your kindness once more. You will recall that what I told you of Ugetsu and his growing faction of insurgents. Upon my return to Kugane, I was dismayed to find that his influence had spread to alarming proportions. Outbreaks of violence have become regularity, and the men and women of the Sekisegumi struggle to maintain order. Each day we fight, and each day our strength is shorn further. The enemy, it shames me to say, completely has our measure. I shall speak plain. We are in desperate need of aid, and I beseech you to lend your katana to our cause. As Master Musosai's last pupil, your skill would help us to turn the rising tide. I know full well that I must ask much of you, to journey halfway across the world and involve yourself in a struggle not your own. Yet I must, for should the Bakufu fall, and the realm would be plunged into chaos, and innocent people would be subjected to untold suffering. With all my being, I pray that you will answer our call, and ere long we shall meet again in Kugane. Sincerely yours, Makoto. Musosai's first and final pupil pit against each other. There's certainly poetry in that, and you can take comfort in the knowledge that you'd be fighting on the side of justice. As Makoto writes, though, it's a lot to ask, and the decision is yours to make. But for my unsolicited opinion, I reckon you should do it. For the old man, if for no one else. Trials of the Sekisegumi. I'm gonna need that Elio spitting tea emote here at some point, please. Hey, well, okay, if we gotta do, so there's 3 steps to that. If we want the Tello spitting E emote, what we gotta do is, I gotta put out, like, some lyrical lore and some other videos that will get more people to watch the streams. Then, we've gotta get either Willow or those people to get memberships. And then, I'll be able to put the more emotes in. If there was any way to do it that wasn't like straight up shilling, I would do it. However, literally we've gotten to the point where most of you guys have membership and like can emote and stuff, but we can't gift you it or anything. But there's just not enough people watching. Which is, you know, worst problems in the world. You know, it's not a bad one at all. I'm gonna like the samurai questline. Giving peace of mind to dying old man who was our master. It seems poetic in some ways. Yeah, it's a good questline. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a good one of the very good one. Do samurais still do the Japanese tea ceremony? Well, tea ceremonies are still common. I mean, samurais don't exist effectively. You might come from a lineage of people who had during. I mean, like, what, Shiroyama? It's basically the last time that you would argue that their samurais existed. So you're like by the end of the Meiji period, you know. The samurai spirit kind of exists, and that's part of how you end up with Imperial Japan in the 40s, and 30s and stuff. But, like, samurai, as you think about it, you know. Are we technically not honor-bound to handle Musosai's former student as a samurai? It's questionable, right? Because, for instance, are we bound by the Hingan laws and Hingan practices as someone who is an outsider, even though we have learned their ways? And that's where you get a lot of interesting, like, juxtaposition of like how someone who is from without the culture is treated, even in Japan in modern day, and then also if you've chosen to practice the art, how you are still bound to it. So I think honor bound by the Hingan definition and broadly morally bound, not bound, but morally invoked to by the Eorzean tradition. You know, relationship is serious when your man whips out his Nodachi. Gotta use both hands for that. Xenos can handle them with one hand. He almost stuck into his face. Sephiroth over here just keeping his Nodachi out at all times. Join our channel for the low price of not much a month to get custom emojis, special badges, and the warm fuzzy feeling of supporting your favorite archivist, and importantly, the inclusion of new emotes. Roria, thank you for the membership. What kind of tea spit, spray, or stream of tea? Well, it's something like the, I mean, it's like... something like that. So I guess maybe more misting. Got it. I wish I could gift on the phone unless someone knows how I can. I could not tell you. A samurai, yet yours is not a familiar face. Makoto's foreign guest, I take it. My apologies, but she is not on hand to receive you. She is presently leading a mission to Sakazuki. Sakazuki? Yeah. Where insurgent leaders are meeting in secret. However, they are late to return, and I must confess that I grow worried. I would go and find them myself, but I cannot well abandon my post. Might I ask you to go in my stead? Ooh, I'm not gonna have flight. Oh, actually, you know what? It's probably faster at this point than to just go to the here too. Yeah. Oh, holy moly, grody poly! Thank you guys. Thank you, Willow, for the gifted 5 memberships. Enjoy all of your emotes, Professor, Ren, Kevin, Covidine. And the epic spoke of his name, Dragonborn, Covidine, Fuswota. Thank you, Willow. I'll check to see if I have enough memberships. I also wonder if I have to have enough, like, ever bought, or if they have to be, or if they just have to be, concurrently existing. Because especially if they have to be concurrently existing, it's just on me to make better content and stuff. Oh, Willow, I need to get back to you on PvP stuff. I totally was keeping off of, I literally tried to stay basically off the internet as much as possible during the, during my vacation. Not that it was perfect about it, but definitely especially social media, because they can be overwhelming. Jabari, good to see you, glad to have you. How do I unlock hard modes of dungeons? So it depends. The hard modes that, if you're talking about the ones especially in ARR, the main way that most of them can be unlocked, I believe, some of them are stories, a lot of them are if you go to Vesper Bay, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of them are unlocked by talking to, if you go to Vesper Bay, and there should be a guy right around over here that you'll talk to. The other thing you can always do is you can go online and you can go to like dungeons, FFXIV, and you'll get a list of all the dungeons, and you also get the unlock quests that are related to them. And one of the things you can do is just go, let's say you want to unlock Copperbell Hard, right? The quest for that is out of sight, out of mind. You just click on that, and then it'll tell you that it's gotten from Huber of Revenant's Toll. So you go with him, and that's how you'll get that. The Warriors like strikes me as the type who would respect that unsaid duty as the final student of the same master to honor their legacy, but again, it depends on the player's individual choice, I suppose. Yeah, it does depend on how you would choose to read your Warrior Light. I think broadly, I would agree with you, AC. I think broadly that is how you're suggested to read the Warrior of Light by most interactions. Yes, hard. It's probably like Twitch where it's lifetime not concurrent for emote slots. I'll have to check, Brian. Yeah, if anyone wants to check it actually while I'm on this, I'd appreciate the help. No, I knew you were away and having your time, so it's cool. Thanks, Willow. Some in Vesper Bay, some in 7th Heaven and Mordona. Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Gonna switch to lurk mode while I take care of some notes. Sounds good, Aurora. Nedrick does optional dungeons as well. Sweet. Yeah, if there's one person who would be able to likely tell you, it's definitely Ray as the amount of times she's been in those level zones and had alternate characters unlocked with them is quite high. Warrior of Light will canonically be the biggest problem every time. I would suggest that every action we see from them would agree with you. I would tend to concur with that. Does anyone, and I realize this quest is gonna question this, so don't far be it from me from like saying that they don't talk about it, but would the quest like to actually hint at the fact that maybe there's a giant uprising of Ronin and samurai and stuff might imply that there's a broader fundamental issue at hand? Just a thought. Maybe it's almost kind of like the Edo period, in which, yes, you secured a security, but kind of at the cost of not only personal freedoms, but the ability for any social mobility or ease of life. It's kind of a catch-22, admittedly, because the era preceding it was the Sengoku Jidai, so I guess, well, okay, I'll stop there. Oi, what's this? Just got my feet, and yes, the Stormblood Field battle theme! Amor, good to see you, glad to have you! And yes, we are currently in Stormblood. We are doing our warm-up. We usually do, for the first 30 minutes, we do a warm-up. Currently, our warm-up is doing the Samurai questlines. Do we have a leg up against most samurai due to the training we had, especially from a master like Musose? That's an interesting question, AC. Let me think about that for a second. Oh, I also had a lovely conversation about the pacing of Stormblood during the vacation and talking about where I think Stormblood is really strong and where its faults are. So I actually want to talk about that, guys, with you guys when we get time. By the Kami, it really is you. I know not how to thank you, Elio. We caught wind of secret insurgent meeting and came here, hoping to learn something of their plans. By the way, but they were the ones who knew of ours. They were expecting us and had laid traps before we knew what was happening. We Hingans live by a rigid caste system, wherein one's standing in society is inherited rather than earned. My comrade, he hailed from a poor farming village. His family grew scarcely enough to pay their lord his dues, and it was all they could do to not starve. This is, if broadly historically, like, Hingashi is really kind of centered around Edo, and some ways early Meiji period. And that's like one of the things that's also a very thing. You had basically a giant, like, 100-year-long, this is gross oversimplification, civil war going on in Japan in the like 1400s, 1500s-ish time. It spans a bit. But now it's Sengoku Jidai. Over the course of time, some people came in and managed to stop the war and like secure power. And then the thing is that while there was an extreme amount of peace, the downside with that was there was a rigidly enforced caste system, as well as like very little people had in like both social and literal mobility in the world. Doma is like harkening kind of like to a combination of like some of like China, Sengoku Jidai period Japan mixed with some Korea and stuff, whereas Hingashi is like pretty firmly like like Edo. So you're like Edo and Meiji. So you're like looking like 1600s to like late 1800s ish. I mean, not quite true late Edo. The late Meiji stuff that gets weird is like because like the existence of things like Garlemald and the technology of the time really is reflected more in like the Meiji period, but yeah. Oh, I gotta check DMs. Oh, cool. Thank you, Ray Ray. We Hingans live by a rigid caste system wherein one standing. Oh yeah. In order to escape the shackles of our birth, they sought a new life in Kugane, a more progressive district where a man may yet rise above his station. He became a samurai in hopes that he might one day have the power to bring about change to an irrational system that holds people hostage to their birth. Souls such as him make up the Seki Segumi, those raised with a plow in hand and not a blade. You will find none among us born into a samurai family. Ours is a ragtag band gathered from the lower rungs of society. Yet for our disparate origins, we are patriots all. Ugetsu and his cohorts, too, claim to be patriots, but in order to bring about their change, they would as soon see our nation razed to the ground. As with any nation, Hingashi is not free of problems, far from it. But should the Bakufu be toppled, the great lords would rise against each other in a bid for power. The realm would be transformed into a battlefield, and another Age of Blood would begin. Age of Blood is a period in Doman and Hingan history where, like, it effectively was the Sengoku Jidai, but for Othard. If we are to prevent this, if we are to protect the peace, Ugetsu must not be allowed to succeed, no matter the cost. Forgive me, now is not the time to hold forth on my passions. I shall bear my comrade back to the barracks. Pray, join me there. Me too, Elio, like my wool to Eric. No, please, keep going. Me to Elio, like my wool to Eric. Oop, is the stream starting frame-wise? Yeah, it is for me. Yep, here too. Yeah, so my roommate, my roommate had an update that they didn't check to see if their computer was doing. And the problem is our Wi-Fi is so bad. I mean, we get like 5 megabit upload, which is not great, but it's not terrible, sadly. That if my roommates do anything with downloading or uploading, it just tanks the internet for me and for the streams. Thank God we don't have a caste system today, and we all enjoy a ton of social and financial mobility. Quiet sobbing. Yeah, not to say that like we don't suffer that, but there is like there is a difference between a soft and a hard caste system, right? Some might argue that a hard caste system is in a lot of senses worse, but at least it's clear. Whereas, you know, the American myth is that anyone can pull themselves up by the bootstraps, and like while there's a lot more in terms of ways you can, yeah, that's a whole thing. Would you say the Age of Blood was an older Storm of Blood? No, because to me the Storm of Blood, the Age of Blood is like, to me, part of the important aspect of that it was an Age of Blood. You know, the Storm of Blood is a period from whence the storm will pass and then new dawn will shine again, but it is an ephemeral storm, whereas the Age of Blood was an interminable time. At least in Hingan history. The enemy that should know our plans, the loss of our comrades pains us. We are grateful for Makoto's preservation. She has told me all. As Master Musosai's pupil, your blade would be most welcome in these dire times. Elio, pray allow me to confirm your intent. By your coming to Kugane, may we take it to mean that you will aid us in our fight. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Our cause is much bolstered for your blade. Without further ado, I would introduce you to our captain. However, there is one thing I must ask of you. Pray, keep the fact that you are Master Musosai's pupil to yourself. It may make little sense to you, but that you shared a master with a warranted criminal would mark you out for suspicion. That is simply the way of it in our culture. Lieutenant Shiren alone knows the truth. Okay, I'm back. My roommate decided to restart the router and not tell me. This song absolutely does kick ass. Keelhog, good to see you, glad to have you. Rip Elio's Wi-Fi. Anyone can pull themselves up by the bootstraps, saying that was originally intended to highlight how impossible it is to get ahead. Yep. In conclusion, societal comes. Yeah, you mean you don't know how to? You don't know how to levitate? Yes. I shall just like. Whoop. Issa, good to see you. Glad to have you. Let's check that the stream's back. Yeah, stream health is back. John, I thought my phone was being a butt. No. Router. Rip Elio's Wi-Fi. Did someone trip on a wire again? Yes. I bet it was the drink he spit earlier. Yes, I spit my drink all over the Wi-Fi. I spit on your Wi-Fi's general direction. Sits in silence. The sound of streaming silence. Cinematic hype, trailer time. Yay, cinematic. Sorry, did I ruin it by not showing you the end? You know what we didn't do? We totally forgot to, excuse me, I totally forgot to do this before we started watching Stormblood. Let's watch the Stormblood trailer. We never watched it. Let me catch up with you guys first. To hop on the hot topic about American caste system, my dad was a self-made man who came from nothing, but even he was, with his charisma and workaholism, hit a glass ceiling of not being a gold bro. Yeah, I mean, there's that, and not to mention, there's also, like, you know, different functions of time, right? Like, the thing is, just as an example, as a microcosm, you know, part of the reason that the blue-collar class that, you know, or the middle class that was allowed to exist, came to exist that did in, like, the 50s and 60s was a byproduct extremely of the GI Bill and a lot of other things, right? So, You know, there's so it's like even then there's like systems on systems that are benefit. We can jam out, Endwalker, spoil the sun kicks ass, marching forward and left behind. I was chair dancing. It's ready to flood the chat with emotes. I feel like the cast system talk is set up for Monty Python joke, like the scene in Holy Grail. And then I fucking did I Wi-Fi'd in your generation. I did not see that before I read that. That was amazing timing on my part, I'm just gonna say. Okay, guys, Stormblood trailer. Let's do it. Do we broadly agree Stormblood trailer, weakest trailer? Actually, that makes me think which ones are the best. It does go hard. I'm curious, like, because I think I would probably say it's the weakest, but I love it. I think it's great, but I think I would say like it's lowest ranked. But I'm curious if that's like widely held. I will say there's something that we don't understand, like, not we don't understand, but like people who weren't around for like when Stormblood launched. The thing is, like, people imagine thinking like, oh, you're gonna get Urbania as a map, right? And like, oh, okay, cool, we're going to get Urbania. Obviously, that's what we're doing. But then the trailer all of a sudden cuts, pulls out, and we're also going to Hingashi. Like that was huge. No Black Flame, I wouldn't. Because Ralph. Well, it's not literally the it sounds very simple. See them to pull out and get out of ego. Like, this is hype. Shower? Also, I kind of feel like he needs a shower 10 in every trailer, especially the Shadowbringer ones. The other thing too is like swimming is cool, like being able to go underwater is super cool, but like it's just not as useful as flying, and they haven't done enough with it of late to like make it feel really, you know, like it's not really a part of Endwalker or Shadowbringers really, like going underwater. Like they even go out of their way to make it so that we can go to places that are underwater. See, this part's cool though, because the Stormblood trailer is much more like just setting in a lot of ways. I mean, top three are, in my mind, no questions between Air and Shadow. But it, like, which one of those is best? Because, I mean, obviously you're going to take your own package to it. The thing is, like, answers just go so goddamn bad. And the legacy of what that ends up doing for, like, both as a scene and the, like, literally, like, it's not just a bedrock for 1.0 and 2.0, ultimately for the end of 1.0, but ultimately going into 2.0, but it's a bedrock of, like, going forward. Controversially, Endwalker was my least favorite. I mean, I appreciate you have a view on that. I can't follow you there, as Endwalker might be my favorite, especially because of how hard Footfalls goes. But also, you think Endwalker was weaker than that? Really? Would you like to say that we did back into lurk mode? Sounds good, Aurora. I don't think the map reveal is a really strong part of it for me. Yeah, but my point was not talking about us now. My point is, like, especially in a world where you only had, like, Eorzean and Ishgard, the unlocking of all of Othard, like of a whole continent, when this was all you knew before, it was a big deal at the time. I'm talking more historically. And now you know, you have things like Shadowbringers where you have an entire another world. You have things like, you have things like Endwalker with the amount that it opened up. But like Stormblood was big in terms of like allowing a lot of the broadening of the world. You know, honestly, because it's going to lead to a whole conversation, I think we'll go ahead and start the story, because I think we've taken in long enough to get going. Let's get to Onokoro. Tracy, good to see you, glad to have you. Oh, you do think a map is a really strong part of it for me. Okay, yeah, Keelhaul, my bad. I fart in your general direction, your mother was a nutkin, and your father smelled of Roland berries. Now go away or I will taunt you a second time. Oh my god, I'm just imagining someone standing at the top of like one of the keeps in like over in like Mordona or something. Man, that'd be funny if someone like remade, like cut together that scene with that, but it was like a Lalafell. I would say it's because the Warrior of Light looks like the air. Shadowbringer one of the most right now. Heavensward and Stormblood are fine, but not sure which I can't judge on one way. Yeah, Silver Goraku, good to see you, glad to have you. Endwalker, dude, Endwalker is... That one's probably... Oh, I really can't choose between a Realm Reborn, Endwalker, and Shadowbringers. Although, it's like, Realm Reborn's credit, the fact that it's so high up, after this long is amazing, but also part of the reason it's so high up is also because of Endwalker. So... And also the way Answers gets used all throughout the game. This is my favorite part. I don't like underwater. Make it stop, please. Anime as fuck. I'm a sucker for Eastern Asian aesthetics, so Stormblood's one of my favorite trailers. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing is, if that sort of stuff does something for you, then no surprise there, right? I like the AR because it reminds me of the old WoW trailers. Yeah, showing the playable races and class. Let me know when I am back. Someone decided to restart the router again. I like the AR because it reminds me of Warrior of Light trailer. Yeah, but I will say, like, one of the best game trailers of all time that I've still to this day is Wrath of the Lich King. Great fucking story trailer, just heartbreaking. Eorzean Alliance asking Garleans if they have another weapon. Garleans, oh yes, it's very nice. Whispers, I told them we already got one. Other Garleans snickering. This one I felt like, yeah, we're badass. Yeah. Crawls back. I mean, that's true, right? Because, like, I mean, because in a Realm Reborn, you're still fighting for your very survival. You know, Heavensward, like, yeah, you're going to the front, but you're still, like, on the back foot for most of the Heavensward trailer. The Stormblood, you're just like, bitch, I'm here and I'm confident. All right, Warrior of Light, time to get the fuck out. You just destroyed half the city block with one sword stroke. Midori, good to see you, glad to have you. I've watched this trailer an ungodly amount. Yeah? I think it also really depends on if you like the Eastern aesthetic as well. I feel like this is lacking some kick-ass Soken music, though. It is, and that's partly also because you didn't get Soken getting full control, like being like the main leader of the music until you got to Shadowbringers. Like, he was doing a lot of the majority of the work starting in 2.0 and stuff, but like Uematsu would still do a lot of like main themes and stuff. At least dressed in the gear. I'm gonna answer questions until I know for sure the stream's fully back. At least dressed in the gear, you don't stick out in the Far East. Yeah. Disappointed. Well, yeah, but you'll still stick out because you still don't look like everybody else, which is like a thing. Even if your clothes don't. At least dress in the gear. Well, I guess your Warrior of Light depends on how you chose to make yourself look. But you don't really have a Hingen even here as an option. You don't stick out in the Far East. Disappointed Yugiri didn't have a prominent bird friend. Yes. That shot of Gosetsu and Yugiri is my favorite. Yeah, it's a really good part of the trailer. Let me pull. Can see you now. Yeah. Well, then the music kicked in, but still not as impactful as the others, in my opinion. No, totally agree with Jubilant. The music's probably the weakest, I think, in the Stormblood trailer. What is the name of the song in Stormblood? The one that was just playing in the trailer? I don't know. There's the main theme. There's the battle theme. There's the like revolutions and stuff. I like Shadowbringers and Walk's trailers the best. I mean, but Answers is so good. AR. The thing is, it's not even just carried by the song Answers. The whole thing is so good. Agreed, the Holingashi part is great. Also kind of quiet for me today. Hands are tied at work today, so keep coming. Yeah, no worries, Deathberry. It's not just you. It's on my end. You know, I can't find a decent Hakama in this game without paying for it. Try to look for one. Yeah, man, internet is whack everywhere. Mine's been messed up for days. Ouch. Yeah. Streaming has 80% technical issues. The Eorzean healing cast set in Hakama, but looks more like a skirt than very wide leg pants, yeah. Who's some of the primal of bad Wi-Fi? Sweet, welcome back. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, there he is. Welcome back. Oh, the Wrath trailer just so good run so hard on all fronts. Yeah, the Wrath trailer, the storytelling. You don't have to understand who Arthas is. You do not need to understand how. I mean, I did not know anything about the Lich King, the Lich King, and that was incredibly moved by that story and like the juxtaposition of his father's letter and what's going on there. So, still looks phenomenal too. Can monks catch bullets or deflect them with their hands? Depends. I would say that the Aether you can channel through your hands and stuff. Probably some can. Based on like the cinematic trailers, I would guess yes, but the cinematic trailers are ambiguous as to their veracity, so maybe? Gotta drive back. Yeah, better yet, they don't need a gun. They can throw the bullets back with their bare hands. 1.0 trailer is my favorite. Is there a reason, Bray Ray? Okay, let's get this started. I guess I didn't even think about rating 1.0 trailer. The 1.0 trailer does go really hard. So alone you deal with the core gene. You are set upon this course. I shall give you a word of advice. Two factions have the core gene. The mercenaries who serve the Empire belong to the red. Those who belong to the blue are the traitors. They have made no pact with the Imperials, and so may be willing to aid your cause. Seek the blue of the Isle of Bekor. There you will find a cave. The rest is up to you. Thank you, Captain. We shall endeavor not to keep you waiting over long for your sign. Right then, let us head for... Wait, where's Lise? We cannot leave without her. Also, don't forget, we're gonna have the Ruby Palace coming up. And I would like a full team of y'all if you've got people who are interested. And also, preferably, seeing as let's try to see if anybody who's new who wants in can get in. I mean, we have a little bit till we get there, but not super long. Oh, right, turned it down on my headphones. Anyone can catch a bullet once. Jeez. Elio, what is it? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to wander off. I just wanted to have a think. Okay, so this is one of the conversations I was having about Stormblood. Scenes like this are really important, and the game needed more of them. And we needed more small scenes with Lise to build up her character to be stronger when it needs to pay off in the end. And there are not enough of them. And a lot of those scenes could have been behooved and emphasized by being voiced. And we start to get stuff like that in the step, but we needed more of it and earlier on. And so this is part of where I think Stormblood struggles and why I think people don't have the connection with Lise. I think part of it can just be that Lise doesn't do it for you. But I think ironically one of Lise's biggest problems, and I shit you not, I'm gonna get shit for this saying this, but one of the biggest problems with Lise is there's not enough Lise. It's actually not that there's like, it's just that she's bad. It's that she just doesn't get enough development in the places that she needs it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wander off. I just wanted to have a think, especially coming from, you know, she's effectively a new character starting in Stormblood. You're worried we won't be able to live up to our promises. And the other thing is that, like, especially in these scenes, when it could just be like Lise and us, like Alice ends up fitting the role and taking up space for Lise, which, like, I want to spend time with Alice and build her up, so don't get me wrong, I'm problem with Alice. But there's a lot of scenes where you could use growth moments for Alice and instead are to Lise, and instead given to Alice to the point that she's just, like, given not a lot to do most of the time. No, it's not that at all. If anything, I'm frustrated that I didn't think of it first. Ida and my father had a way with words. They knew how to inspire people, how to bring them together. I always hoped I might have something that in me too, but I'm starting to think that I don't. What am I even doing here? Lise, Gods, listen to me. I don't know where that came from. Forget I said anything. We have places to go, Imperials to fight, and friends to save. And we're not going to get any done by standing around here moaning, right? Right? Before we first traveled to Garabania, I was in Limsa Laminsa, visiting a friend, a young child who had been through a great deal. There's neither here nor there, I suppose. Anyway, on the back, I passed a pastoret, which sold some of the most exquisite-looking tarts I'd ever seen. I always preferred cookies, to be honest, but nevertheless, I decided to stop and try one. I'll treat you to one when all this is over. Elio too, and I won't take no for an answer. What about Y'shtola? We never hear the end of it. All right. You stole it too. Once she's better. Deal? Good. Then let's hurry, shall we? We have a million things to do before then. The characterization. I was about to ask Ray if it was the cat. I was about to wonder if it was the Mikoto and the Eorzean, and especially like her little like mannerisms, like, you know, like her little eyebrow raises and stuff. Yeah, I could watch a TV show about them. I totally feel that. Ironically, that it's not the Battle of Silver Tier Skies, but instead the like, it's the little things. For the 1.0 trailer. You're not wrong. Does that technically count as catching? I'd love to join, but I'm at work. Yeah, no worries, Deathberry. Really fitting in with the existential Monday facts from earlier. I love Lise. Good, Tracy. Yeah, I don't think Lise is a bad character. I think literally, I think one of the biggest problems of Stormblood is you have two issues, which is that you stop and full restart going from Girabania to Kugane without enough highs of action or character development in between to deal with the fact that you're doing relative slowdowns, because in terms of highs of character action, you effectively have the assault on Ralgor's Reach and then still kind of a slowdown into Siren Song, but you don't have enough time spent devoted to the characters that especially going to need them, which so much of the back half ends up weighing upon. Like, it's notable that, in my opinion, Hien works amazingly, and part of it's because Hien's charismatic, part of it's all these things, but part of it is that you get some like really great voiced moments with Hien. Like, he has as much character development as Lise has or more, concentrated in almost 1 or 2 sections of the entire plot. And so I really think that you get everyone around Lise being self-assured, already further in on their journey, like Alice, who is in a lot of senses not that far off from Lise. She was the go-getter, except for she also has already had coils and the moments with Gabu and stuff, and so she's been developed already. Lise doesn't have that, but we never give Lise a Gabu moment until we're paying off her emotions and stuff towards the, you know, in the final third of the plot. And so it's like that. I think ironically, not enough Lise and not enough quality Lise early on is part of Stormblood's struggle. Even now in Endwalker, when there are so many many parts not V8, it's kind of wild. Square Enix does have the money to afford it. I think people underestimate how much it's not just money. So part of it you have to remember is that Square Enix is not just voicing the English. They're voicing the English, the Japanese, and the other languages. I believe French and German. But what's important to understand about that is that it's not just how much each voice actor costs, but it's also you need to record all those lines, which means you have to have script locked. So like you need your script to be locked like let's say for a patch, right? You need your script locked more than 2 months in advance, or at least at minimum a month in advance. Then you have to record everyone. Then you have to record everyone. Then you need to do re-records if there's any of that. Also, every cutscene that has voice acting is a cutscene. Like it's shot differently. There's 3 types of cutscene in 14, which means that it takes you need to spend your animators and other dev time to make sure that those voiced style cutscenes work or are in existence, rather than a dialogue where we're just talking like this, right? Because they're not going to do voice just like this. They're going to like actually emphasize it with some, you know, there's multiple types. There's like a in-engine, they're all in-engine, but it's like there's an in-engine type of cutscene. There's like a slightly more formalized type of cutscene, and then there's like a really like high-end quality one. And so it's the amount of time devoted to all that is not just a cost issue, because you also have to make sure that you have enough animators and stuff people to do that. You also have to make sure that your team is all able to communicate and be effective, because just because you add in 2 more animators doesn't mean you get 2 more animators worth done. You know, scaling up is complicated on top of that, but you also have to onboard people, and also I think we're going to see more and more of it. I think 7.0 is going to be even a bigger leap up in a lot of ways. But it's really not so just simple as like, oh, get more voice actors, you know? I think this is the Isle of Beko, though, to be honest, it looks the same to me as however many other islands are around here. Rasho said that there was a cave that would lead us to the villages. We should search further inland. Tell me about your preferences in baked goods, Alice. She likes cookies. Fun fact, Alice likes cookies. Moments like this with Lise makes her seem so relatable, not knowing your own worth or place in the world. People can relate to that. You know what, AC? I think that's some reasons that people don't like her. I think I agree with you. I think for some people, part of the reason is that you contrast her being so uncertain with everyone else around her being being very self-assured. And for some people, that's an annoyance, not a reason to be empathetic. They just want her to be more capable from the get-go. I delivered the noms, and now Nom will make chocolatey payment. Nice. I love that you actually get the tea party they just discussed eventually. You're right, you do, don't you? That's pretty funny. I need to go. Oh, there it is. He's named Rasho. Is it the Rasen Kaikyo? I was going to say it's not the Rasho Kaikyo. One day. Enjoy your brownie. Oh, now I want a brownie. How much further do you think it is? Well, only one way to find out. Actually, is there? No. Woo! I can't die because I'm immortal. What do you mean water's not soft?
Is that light I see up ahead?
That's the other thing is too, it's like, you don't have to have your script locked, you also have to have your localizations of the script all locked in order, and make sure that they're, the processes to make sure that all the stuff gets out is wild. And remember, they're doing patch contents while developing, like, the expansions too.
We appear to be standing inside a giant bubble. By the 12. I think we're on the seabed.
Would anybody like some pound cake? Sweet.
Well, well, I thought I heard familiar voices.
Sorbonne. Under the sea.
Sorbonne, what are you doing here?
What a curious question. I live here.
Then this is the home of the Blue Kojin.
Just so. I bid you welcome to Tamamizu.
Tamamizu. Literally, like what? Water bubble? Water sphere? Like Tama is like sphere. Ball. Mizu is literally water, so. How unfortunate that we should find a familiar face in this. How fortunate that we should find a familiar face in this place. We should tell Sorbonne about our situation. If anyone here can help us, it's him. Of course, Sorbonne said he was a Kojin of the Blue, didn't he? So, tell me, my friends, what strange tides bear you to our home? Under the sea. Down where it's better. Down where it's better. Take it from me. That is indeed a most dire predicament, but perhaps an opportunity for us to craft yet another profitable arrangement. Very well. I shall introduce you to our leader, Bunshin. It will be up to you, however, to present your case. Calculus, man? Good to see you, glad to have you. I'm not too much further than this, but my god, I love Stormblood so far. I hope you're having a blast too. Yeah, this replay has been wonderful to really interrogate what parts I love about it and what parts I love, and like where I struggle with them more. So yeah, I'm having a great time. I hope you continue to have a great time too, man. Thanks for the well wishes. Someone Alfino and Eorzean needs that Kojin blessing. Yeah, well, that's true. Actually, AC, you're right. More than almost anyone else. I'm not sure that would help AC. I mean, it would prevent. There would be fewer cosplayers of Alfino using the drowning animation in Limp Sub. Let's just say that. Bunshin. Tiramisu.
Welcome, guests. Gratitude to you for aiding Sorbonne in his negotiations.
in his negotiations. Okay, I am that is the first time I think I've ever in any way like made fun of someone's vocal performance choice in 14, but that was I don't know what that was, because that wasn't like, I don't know what the accent was supposed to be.
We thank you for your hospitality, honored elder. Pray forgive me my
Yanata?
brevity, but I wish to discuss an urgent matter.
I still haven't found an answer about the shells demons. I think we were talking about that last time. Damn, good to see you, glad to have you. Soroban is friend-shaped. Oh, Aaron. Agreed.
So, you seek to compel our red brothers to forego hostilities for a time.
That's right. We know your two clans have your differences, but what with you being brothers and all, we thought you might be able to share some secret knowledge or something?
The Senate. Now I'm just thinking about the Nemoidians.
From far above, you have journeyed here in search of our wisdom. You shall have it. All creation is a tapestry through which the divine is interwoven. Kami are legion, and they can be found in the great and the small. Though they come and go as they please, they favor certain vessels. The ancient, the precious, the exquisite. We Eorzean covet these vessels, these treasures. We go forth and bring them home to keep them safe and bask in their divinity.
I wonder what the
They
kanji for
bring
Eorzean is.
prosperity and joy to us and our children.
This definitively proves the shell is something that can be separated, right? So that it's worn on their back. But are baby Eorzean born with it? Do they discover shells?
Yet, how are we to seek these treasures above if we made enemies of the Garlean Empire, powerful and far-reaching as they are? Wiser to join with them. So resolved the Red Eorzean.
Cautiously and carefully, for the Garleans are blind to the divine, nor will they suffer their subjects to see. So
Well, they can be
the Red
separated from them, how would they
masquerade
grow?
as mercenaries who seek money and power and never speak of their faith in the presence of their masters. To honor the divine, they deny it. A twisted and misguided path.
Aye. Kami will not abide such foolishness. This they shall learn to their sorrow. While our red brothers live by the sword, we blue Eorzean uphold the old ways, engaging in trade and valuing peace. Alas, men distinguish not between our clans, and judgment for the doings of the red falls unjustly upon the blue. Thus do men grow more and more reluctant to deal with us, denying us our treasures. This cannot continue.
On that point, we are in agreement. You are willing to aid our cause, then?
There is a way that the red may be driven to retreat into their shells. But to share with you this knowledge is to reveal secrets of the divine. Assurances must first be had, trust forged, a bargain struck.
Well said, Elder. In great crises is great profit to be had.
Delight not overmuch in such things, Soroban. Now, tell our guests what must be done.
As you wish.
Well, I've no idea what we've gotten ourselves into, but so far so good, right?
Nice. Now I'm wondering if we'll ever see like the Gerbluff's face, what they actually look like underneath their helmets. I'm wondering if we'll ever see what the Kojin look like under theirs, because maybe they just look like a tortoise head. Well, let's take a second, right? Let's I'm gonna catch them on chat. But one of the things I want to do is where were they? Where are they? See, so like, see this shell here. Whose shell is it again? And I've been polishing all day. I think there were any Kami and Ame no Habikiri Xenos sword. I mean, if you asked, if I'm not mistaken, E2 has a comment on something like that. Yeah, and Ame no Habikiri. The morning something cutter? Or no, Rain's Ame. Like, well, probably not Candy, so Rain. Rain. I don't know what the Haba is. I would have to look that up. Bikiri cutter. Cutting. I would suggest yes. I would say at least if you were to ask someone of Othard if they thought there was a Kami within it, the answer would probably be yes as a storied artifact. But like the notion of Kami and also a Kami residing in a weapon is also much more like in an object, like much more. It's not a binary in some ways. The treasure of the Red Kojin, legend holds that this katana was used by Susanoo, the Lord of the Revel, to vanquish an evil fiend. By being bathed in blood of the said fiend, the blade came to be steeped in tremendous arcane power. Yeah, well, it's interesting, right? Because if it was held by a Kami, I mean, like, any object should, in theory, be able to garner it over time. Does it just grow as they age? Maybe they're born with it. Maybe it's Party City. This was the thing that got me when I was watching the cutscene. Like black socks, the longer you wear them, the stronger they get. What? It's a fantasy world. It can probably grow on its own. Just ignore me. If you enjoyed the stream and in order to remember every Discord, why not come join us at https://discord.gg/Eorzean archives. Thank you, Ray Ray. Grass cutter, I think it was. Oh, Habakiri? No Habakiri. Rain grass cutter? Jisho, let's look at it. Let's look up. Haba. I mean, this may not work. Kiri. Ame no Haba Kiri. What are the companies? That's weird. That can't be right. This is why you don't... Okay, so this might be right, but this is why I'm also very loath to use, like, wikis, because, like, the listed kanji for Ame no Habakiri just isn't right. There's no way that's correct. I'm curious. I want to know. Let's go. Okay, that's interesting. It doesn't show. The kanji for it has to be somewhere, so let's check Garland tools. Ame no Habakiri. Yes, sweet. That works well because Xenos actually summons the copies of it, so it. Ame no Haba, no Habakiri. Ame no Haba. God damn it! When it's in the, so there's no. Interesting. So when they summon it, like when it's in the game, it uses katakana to denote it. So this is not a precise way, but like, let's look at haba, habamu, to keep someone from doing something, prevents, extensive wide broad flap. It's probably freedom. Rain space cutter? Like the rain, I mean, that would make sense, especially the time between the seconds, and as a title. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into it or see if I can find the actual name in the game again, outside of the object that spawns. It's legendary as Sword of Susano in Myth, not 14 Susano. Well, what I was reading is it's also in 14, the Susano. I'm assuming you're talking about the real world Susano as well. But like, no Haba Kitty. Problem is everything, yeah. Totsuka no Tsurugi. Oh, is Ama no or Ame no Habakiri Sosu. Okay, hello. It's not a specific sword, but a common noun for the sword of any length. In Japanese mythology, the numerous deities own a sword of this kind. Some examples. The Tutsuka sword used by Izanagi to kill his offering Kadogu Tsuchi. This one is named Ame no Ohabari. Another Totsuka sword in Susano's possession. I'm gonna pull that up for you guys to see. Look, we're a lore stream. What do you want from us? To take a second to look at this. The sword is named Ame no Habakiri. So this must be like an archaic use of the kanji, because those, like, I've never seen 10 read as Ame. Like, and like that I don't even understand how that would even make. I don't even understand how that's possible, because this typically means you repeat the prior sound, but there's no like repeat in sound. I do not understand how these kanji equate to this. But literally, so Ame no. So like this can't be right, because like literally there's no no in here. Like, because even here you have like like ama or ame, but it is the reading for the heavens kanji. So it's heavens something, but like there should be a no here and there's not. So this ba looks like it. I mean, not that it equates 1-to-1, because like the like layout of the sentence could be different, but it's like ame no blank blank blank. So I don't even know. So unless this is just like a typo and missing. Also, I believe that kanji is the kitty. So Jisho. This Final Fantasy XIV stream brought to you by Japanese linguistic lessons. Yeah, Hane. Oh yeah, because like because if you put this in, this is not going to equate to anything. Yeah, because Hane, because this is just like a repeater. So like this is kanji repetition mark. See, like so, like Noma. I don't even know why that's in here. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Okay. Remy, good to see you, glad to have you. The audio seems to be cutting in and out. Just me trying to get ready. Sword sound using the game. So Ame no Murakumo. Well, I'm just literally telling you what 14 EE2 straight up. It says EE2 says explicitly. EE2 says. Ame no Habakiri, a treasure of the Red Kojin. Legend holds that this katana was used by Susano, the Lord of the Revel, to vanquish an evil fiend. By being bathed in the blood of the said fiend, the blade came to be steeped in tremendous arcane power. So, like, explicitly, it seems to be. Would it be a T-stream without some nerd sniping? No, it would not. It would not be, Tam. Welcome to Japanese Hooked on Phonics with Elio. Whoa! Today's lesson: Robbery Rure Ro! A-I-U-A-O! Kakikuke Ko! Tachi Tsuchi. Well. It gets weird with the T's. That's it, just keep on rubbing. It's just like that. You're doing great. That's what he said. That's what she said. Kaioke. Kaioken times 4. I'm currently in the middle of preparing food for our village-wide banquet. If you happen to know any unusual ingredients or recipes I could use, do tell. I was hoping one of them might, like, give me a random piece of knowledge about, like, what the fuck is going on with those shells. But no such luck. May the bargain be the first of many between our people. I don't doubt you. Susano used the sword in the myth. It just wasn't his main sword, if I recall. Well, no, but, like... I don't know if you're switching between real world myth and 14 myth, but set that aside. We're only talking about 14, and in 14, It is specifically stated that Ame no Habikiri at one point was one of Susanoo's swords, and that it was bathed in the blood of a fiend, and that is where part of its power comes from. I put Ame no Habikiri in Google Translate, came up. Yeah, but no. So like Sarah, that doesn't work. Yeah, no. But so that doesn't work because so in Japanese there's a lot of homonyms. So for instance, the Ame in Ame no Habikiri is 10 and means heaven, but you're not going to see Ame as a reading for heaven except for in rare circumstances. So the kanji really matters, but also because that translated katakana of Habakiri, but Habakiri is probably kanji and specifically a kanji reading. So the thing is that you Ame no Habakiri, you got turned into rain because the word for rain is Ame. Just as easily though, if you don't have the kanji, you could say that instead of Ame, rain, it was Ame, which is candy. So it could be the candy cutter. Lady, good to see you, glad to have you. All according to Keikaku. Translator's notes, Keikaku means plan. Listen well, my friends. We require your assistance with the search for a priceless treasure, the Yasakani no Magatama. This jewel, this most sacred of Kojin relics, was in possession of Hingashi until they decided to present it to the Guardians in gesture of conciliation. The Red would not abide this, and so they plotted to seize the vessel bearing it to their imperial masters. Alas, though they succeeded in the ensuing chaos, the Magatama was lost to the sea. We wish to recover the sacred jewel before our brothers. However, were we to come into conflict with them, it would be problematic. Therefore, we turn to you. So you want us to search for the ocean floor for your treasures of yours. I'm not sure how we're supposed to do that without, drowning. Drowning? Fear not. There's a ritual I can perform to imbue your bodies with a powerful blessing, but first you must prepare offerings for the sea. I require twisted ruby coral, several fist-sized sea snail shells, and a freshly harvested unikyu carapace. That's quite a shopping list. I will see to the shells, and Lise can look for the coral. Elio, would you go and find the unikyu and relieve it of its carapace? How are you feeling? I'm feeling good after taking a break. I'm, usual struggles and hoping to try and maybe try to do some weeks off maybe not putting out a video every Wednesday and trying to do bigger videos or something. Because lately smaller videos has been hit or miss with viewership, and so I just think if we want to do something, we might be better off taking some time to do that, but. All according to Cake. Google Translate doesn't do well with language where specific pronunciation is important. I don't remember the words for it. It's not even just specific pronunciation. The problem is that Japanese is incredibly contextual. So the thing is that if you omit certain key pieces of information, whether it's written form kanji because of homonyms or parts of the sentence that may have been implied due to prior parts of the sentence, Google Translate is always shit at Japanese. It's gotten a fuck ton better in the past 10 years, but it's not good at it, and I would never directly translate anything other than loan words. And at the point you're translating one word directly into Japanese, you just go ahead and use Jisho instead of Google Translate. It might even be okay for a sentence sometimes, but the other thing is that if you're not aware of the grammatic, the structure of Japanese, you may also just take normal assumptions about English and then throw that in. Because in Japanese, right, you've got subject, object, verb, right? And which is completely different to English. Okay, the more you know. Yeah, so that's why I said Ame earlier. I was oh, that must be rain. It would make sense because, rain as imagery in 14. But according to the historical sword, every time Ame shows up and referring to Izanagi and Izanami and other stuff, it's 10. It's the kanji dun, 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 which is heaven or heavens. Elio Gable, slope. The story in 14 matches up with the real life myth, so I don't doubt that Kami Susanoo. I wouldn't do that though. I wouldn't. You shouldn't apply the real life myth as directly applicable because there's lots of times where they take broad generalizations of myths and use that. So I don't think that's a good idea. I think you can even say that there are examples of times when certain primals might match up with real world mythologies to a certain extent, but that doesn't mean you would apply the entirety of their tradition or their story. I would only take what is told to us as the case. Because there are other cases of beings like Lakshmi even where it's not. I mean, you wouldn't really apply Lakshmi's narrative to it. Now for the drive home. Great thing to listen to. Good, Tam. Game Dove. Good to see you, Dove. Good to see you. Glad to have you. A heart to you as well. Though I'm sad there wasn't a Raikiri in the game. It's my favorite mythical weapon from Japan, the lightning cutter. I mean, literally, Raikiri, lightning cutter. You know, actually, this is a good example. This is like a good example, right? So like Rai, oh my god, I should take that over here. Jisho. So Kiri, like literally, if you see, Kiri is like, if you see this kanji, it's fog or mist, right? But if you see like this and Kiri, like a verb, or well, it's not a verb, it's a noun, but like a kiru, like, anyways, this is like cutter. So like literally, this is Kiri and this is Kiri. They're said the same effectively in isolation. Yes, there's technically also intonation, but don't worry about it. Point being that the only way you're going to tell the difference is either context in conversation or by looking at what the symbols and kanji for these are. Which means that you can't, if you only have the English, you know it's Kiri. If you only have that devoid of other context, especially for like a name, like a sword's name, a person's name or something, you can't make any assumptions. Because like there's probably even more. Like Kiri could be like Empress of the Fluxo Tree. Kiri, unexpected benefit, sudden profit. Kiri, end bottom, worst. Kiri, drill, all, augur. So like literally there could be a bunch of different things. And then even like Rai, like, so the thing is like, you know, Rai, like Rainen, like next year, or Rai, like in Japanese, if you would just say the English word lie, like lying, it would be Rai. But then there's also like Kaminari, which is like thunder and lightning. Like literally Kaminari, like literally is like God anger or God, like God frustration, God, you know. But so like Kaminari, that's, if I'm not mistaken, I bet you that's the same kanji that they use in Raikiri. I wouldn't be surprised. Raikiri sword. Let's see what I should check before. Raikiri Maru, the Thunder Cutter. Well, so like in this case, it's Raikiri Maru, so like the Maru's over there. But like, it also probably depends, because if you see it in anime, there's a non-zero chance that, especially because if it's like a shonen anime, they may just put it in katakana instead of using archaic kanji. Let's see about lightning cutter like Chidori. Well, no, because that's Chidori. Like, so yeah, Raikiri. So literally, see, it's literally like lightning cutter, right? But it's Raikiri. But like if you're talking about lightning by itself, it's Kaminari. Because there's also a difference between what happens when you put there's on and kunyomi for kanji, and there's a difference when you put them kanji like together versus when they're separate. So it's a whole thing. Thank you, Naruto, for saving the day. I know English is supposedly the hardest language to learn as a second language, but Eastern languages make my brain hurt. Well, I mean, like, it makes sense, though, if you're coming from English, because the thing is, like, English is so diametrically opposed in so many ways to things like Chinese, or not even diametrically opposed, but very, very different to Chinese or Japanese. And so you're having to, like, think about language in a completely different way. But, like, Japanese makes sense. The problem is, English's strength is its weakness, is that it's such a bastard love child of languages, and that was able to further adapt other languages into it, that it works really good as lingua franca. The problem is it's also a fucking nightmare to learn as a lingua franca. Doesn't kanji itself have a bunch that to mean different things? Yeah, so like there's on and kunyomi, so there's a difference between a kanji if you read it by itself versus a kanji in a compound with another kanji, but even then there can be multiple on and kunyomi readings. So if we go back here, you can see for some of these are the kun and onyomi. So like if we go back to kaminari, right? Here, like, let's look up Kaminari. Like, it would get the kanji here. So, like, the kun reading is Kaminari. So, like, if by itself, it's Kaminari. But it's also could be Ikazuchi or Ikatsuchi. But if it's in a compound with something else, the only reading that you'll ever see is Rai. So, like, if you put this with something else, like, well, let's see what the, like, katana onyomi reading is. So like, if you were talking about like the lightning sword, you could be like Raito. Like, the thing is, some things I might say here might also sound to someone who's a native speaker like, oh, like that, but you wouldn't kind of do that because it just sounds weird. But broadly, to get the point across, you know, if you put like the kanji for Kaminari and katana together, you wouldn't get Kaminari katana, you would get Raito. Something like that. Doesn't kami itself have a bunch too that, yeah, so kami is gods, spirits, divinity, not God as in like a Christian sense of God, like spirits. Kami can be paper, means paper, and also kami means hair. So kami no kami, you know, the god's paper hair. So like if we look up kami, and those all have different, so the kami, paper, this is the kanji for, oh yeah, it's right here. So you have kami, kanji for paper. Kami, this is the kanji for God. Yeah, divinity, spirit, kami, yeah. And then you have kami, which is hair, like hair on the head. But then there's also kami, which is seasons, flavoring, flavor. Although I did like the nuance of how you might use that, I'm unsure of. Kami, which is the upper reaches of something, top of something. But like the thing is that like this kanji is also can be ue, like up. Kami, a delicious taste. Ne kami. Kami, I don't know what that one is. Kami, director of the provincial government under the Ritsurio government system. So this is very, very specific. But you get the point that I'm getting at with here. And the only way you would know the difference if it was written down. So if you wrote that down, in hiragana, they would all look like this: kami, kami, and we'd only be able to tell based on either context or hope. Basically, context is your only hope. But that's the benefit of kanji, is that you can see this symbol and it delineates between the two things that are the same sound. Have a good day, Sarah. You know, in Sengoku Basara, the games, they depicted the Raikiri as a pair of lightning chainsaws. Don't ask how that makes sense, because it doesn't. I mean, it's Sengoku Basara. I mean, it's adherent to what we got with Sengoku Basara. Well, have you the Unikyu Carapace? Unikyu. Saying that in his voice for some reason is difficult. How splendid they are. The kami will be delighted. I've got the ruby coral you wanted. And I, the sea snail shells. They're about the same size of the fist, though I realize now you may have meant yours. These shall more than suffice for our purpose. Next, we must make ready to present them to the sea and perform the ritual. Once it has been completed, you will be able to move freely through the depths and find the Yasakani no Magatama. Out of curiosity, how large is this sacred jewel of yours? Unless it's far too large to be carried by the three of us, how are we supposed to even find it? The Ruby Sea is not exactly small. Surely you realize we have been searching this whole time. The area we wish you to explore is but a small fraction of the Ruby Sea. Already have we scoured most of the seabed near and within our territory, to no avail. All that remains is a region to the west. The shellists of the Sui no Sato can provide you with better guidance than we. You would do well to visit them first. Shellists? You mean the Kojin aren't the only ones living under the sea? Of course not. The Rain have been here as long as I can remember. Shiosai, the overseer, I believe, can tell you more when you arrive. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. We have yet to carry out the ritual. I bless the rain down in Nothard. I love the ritual prayer mode. It's very good. And also, if you like did it like hunching at someone, it becomes kind of like threatening aura. So is there any reading for Snake Slayer? Because I was looking at the real life lore of the sword, and Susanoo used to kill an 8-headed snake, like Orochi. I mean, what's heavy? Like, heavy is kanji. Onyomi is what? Ja da I ya. I don't know which of the onyomi would be the correct one to use. And it'd be cutter, it'd be like, you know, it'd be like jakiri, dakiri, yakiri, yakiri. I don't know which one of those would be like make the most sense. The other thing is that the problem is that these are like on readings, but like sometimes there are very archaic readings of Om. So like onyomi, so like, you know, like if we put in heaven, I wonder if like Ame is even gonna pull up as one of the options. Here, let's just 10. No, 10. Yeah, here's Sky. If we copy that. Ah, no, goddamn it. Yeah, so like the only onyomi you okay, no, but the kun you see is Ame. But then why are you using a kun reading? Ah! Japanese. You're always so logical, and then all of a sudden you start introducing exceptions. Are you ready, my friends, to explore a world unlike any you've ever known? Then let us go to the western part of the village, where the water twists and turns, and there complete our preparations for the ritual. So, like, I could make guesses as to, like, what would make sense for a name, and I might not be technically incorrect, but, like, that doesn't mean it'll sound natural or correct. So I could make an estimated guess of what you would do for that. I love the ritual prayer mode, yeah. Ami no Habikiri. Ami no Habikiri. What about Ami no Habikiri? Yeah, so, but the thing is, like, even that, like, the Ame and that alone is weird. So, like, it's Heaven's Habakiri. I mean, like, Heaven's Snake Cutter? I mean, it would depend on what the Haba is, because, like, Hebi, that wouldn't be one of the ones that you would... I mean, unless it's an archaic, you know, or it's, like, a different term for, you know... Or, you know, what if it's Hachi? No, Heaven's 8 Killer? What if it's, you know, Hachi? Hachi... I doubt it, but... Hachi... Yeah, no. He dove into the water a moment ago and said he'd wait here until he returned. Dude, that's every language. Exceptions always outnumber the...
It is done. Your offerings have been given to the sea.
See, but the thing is, with English, at least exceptions are the rule.
The ritual can begin at last. Come and stand before me, my friends.
Whereas in Japanese, it seems so logical, and then the exceptions come in. Welcome back, Deathberry.
Yes, yes. Listen to my words, and let all else wash away. Listen to my words, and feel them flow into your heart. At first a trickle, then a flood.
Heaven's alcohol cutter.
Of the fathomless waters of the fallen, the ascended, the flowing, and the becalmed, caretakers of the shallows and of the depths. Receive of us our meager offerings, cleanse these ones of earth and stone, and grant them your blessing, that they might drink deep of the divine.
You may slay some snake, but I lay some snake. Ayo! Okay, back to the thing.
The ritual is complete, my friends. You may now breathe in the depths as you would upon land.
Dude, I wish that's how easy it was in real life.
I don't feel any different. Are you sure it worked?
Reasonably. The blessing does have its limits, of course. While it will allow you to dwell in the depths, it will not help you traverse them.
Are you sure we won't drown?
Enough.
Reasonably.
How about you, Alize?
Oh, like a fish, in contrast to my doggy-paddling brother. Somehow, the boy just isn't very buoyant.
Skilled or no, your bodies are ill-suited to the sea. Your cause demands alacrity, and you shall have it. But first, let us take to the water.
It's words like alacrity that I can thank video games for knowing the meaning of. Thanks, Magic Turtle Man. One of my favorite lines from her. Yeah, it's a banger, and it's a good thing it'll never come up again. Look, he put all his points in drawing. He just forgot to put some in buoyancy. Okay, you know what? Yeah, it really isn't even the line itself, Jellybean. You're right. It's the shots of the line.
Incredible! I could swear I was breathing air.
Crazy that your voice carries like an echo. Honestly, that's bigger magic.
Now I shall summon for you noble steeds of great strength.
I like your funny words, Turtle Man. Don't worry, Alice. I've been practicing. Yeet! Oh, that's a comfort, Issa. That's a real comfort.
Wow, look at them. I bet they could take us all the way to the deepest depths of the sea.
And so they may. After we've won over the Confederacy, rescued Kosetsu, and liberated your respective homelands.
The pun would have to be different. I can look up what it is, Summit, later.
Should you become parted from your steeds, return to me, and I shall call them again. Take care, my friends, and may the kami speed you on your way.
The other thing is that, like, Japanese, like, because of its hononyms, a lot of times
We'll
wordplay
find
is like
that
one of those...
treasure in no time. Come on!
Appreciate your energy, Lise. Because of the hononym stuff, wordplay is often like a way to do jokes. So I would suppose there's like another like funny wordplay joke in there, which is why they chose to do a wordplay joke in English as well. Diving unlocked. But not swimming. Now you're just stuck in place. Do you think it's more of a projection of their voices than anything? Yeah, I think it makes sense, right? Like, I mean, if somehow you're converting water to be breathable, right? So, etherically, you're probably converting water to air or something, right? Because it's not like you're having like a bubble around your head. I mean, assuming that this is like traditional etheric magic and not something unique because of kami. I mean, we're breathing out, so that bubbles. Which tells me that, you know, we're breathing in oxygen, so we're probably somehow either converting the water to oxygen or something like that. Which means that it's not crazy to think that there's some sort of etheric magic going that allows you to translate sound into something that could be, you know, translate through water. You know, wibbly wobbly magically, but not like so out of phase or out of step with anything you might see for other things in 14. Water is better conduit for sound vibrations than air, after all, so it would carry more than normal. Yeah, but it doesn't carry in the same way, right? Like, the thing is it's not that sound carried at all, and like, what the fuck? It's more, sound does not sound like that in going through air as a medium does not sound like water as a medium. No, they're just screaming very loudly. Yeah, but much more distorted. Yeah, better than trying to talk while drinking water like a ventriloquist. Actually, the Eorzean has to think it's a good effect to emulate the weirdness of sound underwater, since you can't interpret distance, location. It sounds like it comes from everywhere at once. It's a good idea. It's a good point. It's a very fair point. But, you know, it just doesn't sound like, you know, if you've ever, like, gone underwater and tried talking or screaming, right, it doesn't sound like a normal conversation. I mean, we all go in our bathtub sometimes and just scream, right? That's not just me. Right? Right? This must be Suino Sato, the rain village Zorban told us about. Right then, let's see if they can't help us find the Kojin's missing jewel. Archivist Graha logged in. If this is Suino Sato, then Shiosai, the overseer, should be around here somewhere. I dare say one of these locals will be able to point us in this direction. Though now that I look around, I get the distinct impression we're not welcome here. You have a bathtub? I don't think I've ever lived anywhere without a bathtub. Is there anything I might help you with, sir? I am Sasanami. Well, Nami, I mean, waves. I serve under Shiosai, the high priest of Shisui of the Violet Tides. My duties include drafting the necessary paperwork for courtly functions and the village, as well as writing letters and arranging meetings. Whenever the high priest is too busy to do so himself, I will attend to the needs of the beloved otter, Isobe. Long ago, we the Rain were driven from our ancestral home. Our forefathers sought refuge here under the sea, and thus the humble but peaceful village of Suino Sato came into existence. We are ruled by the Ruby Princess. Few besides those who serve as the royal courts, however, know her face, and even they seldom see her in person. Currently, Her Highness is carrying out a private ceremony of sorts. All, including her most trusted advisors, have been barred from entering or exiting the palace. I prefer closets, but yeah, wait, what? What? Whales. I would, but the neighbors would freak out. Aether, your neighbors can hear you screaming in the bathtub? How close are your neighbors? Aether kind of replaces some parts of real-life science to fit in the world, like Sid's explanation of electromagnetics, waves, and air. Yeah, I wouldn't just say some. I mean, like, even like when certain things are explained, like the physical composition of materials that separates them, makes them different, like we would designate with like chemical bonds and elemental, you know, what element they are periodically, is related to the elemental aspecting in different amounts. So, like, I totally think that a lot of pretty much every aspect of science should be applied more specifically to aetherology in 14. Like, hell, I wouldn't even be surprised if gravity was somehow I mean, gravity could just be I would have to look up at like things like Demians things, see if there's actually any indication that the cause of them is actually, because it's still rooted in aetherology, but I wonder what, is it like just a quickening of astrality? I don't know. So this is the other type of cutscene. So like right now, it's like the camera's panned out. It's still like a cutscene where people are talking to each other. It's much nicer than like if you like talk to someone like you're starting a quest, but it's very different than a cutscene like, say, the end of the vault, you know? Like there's like 3 levels of like quality in terms of the amount of effort a cutscene might take to make. So this is our man. Leave this place and never return. We have no need of wide-eyed wanderers. Sorry, I didn't mean to stare. My name is Elise, and these are my friends, Elio and Alice. We're looking for the overseer of Suinonsato, Shiosai. That's you, isn't it? The Kojin of the Blue sent you hither, did they? I am no overseer, nor ever would I claim to be one. I am High Priest of Shisui of the Violet Tides, Shiosai. So you are the man we're looking for. Great, we need your help. We're looking for this jewel called the Yasakani no... Stop, I will hear no more. We will suffer no outside troubles in our sanctuary, especially those of would-be treasure hunters. Quiet, Isobe, or there will be no dango for dinner. I can do naught to aid you. I say to you again, leave this place and never return. At the very least, sir, you might condescend to tell us our village. Tell us of your village and of why you are so loath to show us even the most basic courtesy. Suinosato is our sanctuary. Under the benevolent leadership of the Ruby Princess, sovereign of Shisui, we reign and enjoy the humble yet fulfilling lives. But it was not always so. Long ago, our forebears were driven from their ancestral lands. Beneath the waters, they sought refugees from the ravages of war, and here they flourished. All that we are, our culture, our traditions, we are born of the sea, as was I. Though we have engaged others in diplomacy, it has never been with the utmost caution. Isolation and independence are essential to preserving our way of life. So it was when Doma fell 25 years past, the Ruby Princess in her wisdom decreed that we would take no part. As it was, so ever shall it be. Forever and ever apart. Forgive me, I understand now how highly you value your way of life, and how you will suffer none to endanger it. You may be assured that we have no desire to do so, and I would hope that we have given you no cause to assume otherwise. You have not, but this changes nothing. Regardless of your intentions, it is not my place to break with tradition. I must consider the wishes of all who call Suinosato home. For me to defy their will and permit outsiders to remain would be a gross betrayal of my responsibilities. Please do not ask this of me. Thank you for your time, sir. Gonna dip early because I've been awake for 50 hours. Jesus! Demin, sleep! I'll miss you, but sleep! Gemini, good to see you, glad to have you. The otter voice is spot on. Good. I'm glad you like it. The quickening overwhelms me. What? For closets. Oh, for screaming. That's what Jellybean meant. Need good soundproofing for closet screaming. I do love the otter with a hat. He's very funny. Yeah, Isobe. I do like the clothes the people of Suinosato wear too. Yeah, a lot of it's really harkening on to a lot of traditional like Shinto priests. You may like recognize a lot of its inspiration from mainly in that. Both Shinto priests and priestesses. Like here, let me pull up some examples. A Shinto priest. Definitely did not spell that right. Shinto priestesses. Clothing. That's also why you'll see a lot of times this sort of style. One of the things you'll see in, so like in Final Fantasy X, right? Like Yuna's her outfit is harkening on to a lot of things, but that's like one of the elements it's also harkening on, especially his responsibility as a summoner, is really akin to like the Shinto priestess job. It's very Shinto priest. That did not spell right. But yeah, and so if we look over, you'll see like a lot of the same visual elements. I mean, you'll see a little addition of floral patterns and stuff, but it's very, very similar. I've been in adorable otter. Yeah, I've been in dorms with no bathtubs, only tiny shower stalls there. Oof. Yeah. Okay. I've been places for periods of time, but I've never like lived long term anywhere. Hearing your own scream underwater is way different than hearing other noises. Yes. New merchandise store is open. Get stickers of Ray Ray. I actually have a bunch of stickers. I should start giving out stickers at some point. I guess the problem is mailing them is a pain. I live on a small plot of land in a housing block of a prehaps homes, less than a quarter acre. It was Rita screaming in the bathtub. Yeah. Gonna keep streaming while I pass out. Thank you. Oh, for the sweet, sweet metrics. Oh, Demins. Praise be to you. Praise be to you to get those sweet, sweet, honestly, small, even just having like 20, 30 people watching regularly is worlds different than 10 people in terms of not just like in metrics, it does so much. And so it continues. Another village, another deaf ear. Clearly, Girabanya is not the only place with walls. I'm starting to wonder if this was a huge mistake. Gosetsu couldn't have known we would take this long. I only hope he's still alive. Like, that's the thing, it's like moments like this are given Alice, so it's like, Alice seems self-assured, got her shit together, but also is doubtful, so like, Lise doesn't really have a place in the narrative, which is a problem when it's supposed to be her narrative. Meanwhile, in the Tavern of Isari, hey guys, it's your waifu! I mean, not Greenwatt. Obviously, I did not mean Greenwatt, but, I mean, maybe Greenwatt is your waifu, I don't know what you're about.
I tire of this filthy tavern, and its still filthier clientele.
'Tis scant reward for your treachery, aye. A painted woman of your rich experience deserves a better class of customer.
I didn't realize what he was poking at.
Name-calling. Is that what we've been reduced to?
I did not realize the first time I was playing it.
Orphan of the Nayori. Widow of Sashihai. What joy it must have brought you to be revenged upon us all.
He's showing he understands her, knows her history. Now I understand her anger so much more in that scene. The scene makes so much more sense.
Not nearly enough. My appetite for your agony is as an abyss. Bottomless. Insatiable. Before you die, you will cry and beg and prostrate yourself upon the earth. You will crawl on your belly through the muck and the piss and debase yourself for my amusement. All of you. But you think you are made of sterner stuff? Rather than have him beat you, mayhap I should have my oaf go and fetch your master's head. Oh, poor Lord Kayan. Kami rest his soul. Noble leader of a fallen nation. A fine puppet he made for the Viceroy. For a time. 25 years he was content to serve his masters as a dog. And then everyone had to rise up and get themselves killed. Tell me, how did it feel to fail him that day? To live with the disgrace of his death?
Yep,
Not
that's
that
very...
you were a stranger
Yep.
to living with disgrace, of course. In the what was it? 25 years since you were humiliated and tossed into an imperial jail? You had plenty of time to get used to it.
Okay, so they forgot to do make that explicit.
Oh yes, I heard the stories. About the samurai who would do anything to return to his master's side, even if it meant pledging his blade to his sworn enemy. They say he walked with death, that he slew 1,000 men in the Empire's name. Truly a tale for the poets.
I do not deny my sins, but I will not be reproached by the likes of you.
Oh, I mean not to reproach you, but to praise you. You're a survivor, samurai. Just like me. So, let us not dwell on the past, you and I, and instead give thought to the future. To wit, I would ask you again to help me resolve this vexing matter of Dorma's missing heir.
Stormblood needs more scenes like
Living
these.
or dead, it makes no difference, really.
In the first half.
But the Garleans are most insistent that we put this problem behind us. And I know you helped him flee. So tell me,
There's so much subtlety and
what
nuance.
became
in
of
this scene.
Lord Hien?
I mean, and explicit too, but like, there's so much like history.
To
and
my
context.
dismay, the details escape me at present. Mayhap your dog could jog my memory.
Ghost, that's such a fucking.
Get
Ugh.
on with it, and mark me, brute.
Face.
There is no limit to how far you can fall.
Of all the bloody stupid. Ah! When I get back to Eorzean, I'm gonna find that little shite, and I'm gonna make him pay. Yeah.
What does Cayenne even look like? I don't believe we know. The only way that we might know. Sometimes NPCs who died long before the story happened get a picture in the Encyclopedia Eorzean Volumes 1 and 2. But real quick, let me catch up on chat. Question, is it true that woman in Komoto? Komoto, is that different than a kimono? I forget. I forget a lot of the names. Komodo. Oh, Komodo. Komodo. Bow. I don't know. I've never heard that thing about the bow. I mean, like, I know, like, wearing the bow in the back is very, kimono. Let's try kimono. Bow in the front. Let's see if there's anything reputable. Yeah, when an obi is tied in front. Pre-World War II, kimono was nearly everybody's daily clothing. Yeah, you'd see like kimono and yukata. This reflecting the multitude of styles, fashions, ways of wearing it. That's what the Meiji is when that starts to change. Obviously, like going into courtesans flaunted their patrons, wealth in their owner, probably showing off openly with multitudes of hair, jewelry, many layered outfits. Rather low and loose wear the obi. Wearing their obi likely the most valuable piece of their outfit, very visibly in the front. Elderly people who dress themselves also could tie in the front to spare their spiritual joints. This is, I think, most closely related to what you heard about widows. Geisha, who were partly party entertainers and not allowed to participate in prostitution, distinguished themselves from courtesans by donning much simpler outfits and tying their obi in the back. This was also more practical since they did dances and played instruments. Thus, in historical context, obi placement has varied meanings. One must read the person's outfit and circumstances further, which is basically, as with everything in like a lot of things, I mean, in most cultures, but in Japanese culture, it's super often, like, context so matters. I mean, again, that's true everywhere, but like, yeah. For most Japanese people, World War II transformed the everyday personal fashions of kimono into exacting formal wear. In such a climate, wearing the obi tied in front is unthinkable and proper for all but the very elderly. However, young girls who participate in kimono hime street fashions will defy many conventions. I mean, that's always a thing. Mixing traditional Japanese wear with Western wear, donning any accessory, and indeed. So I think what that had to do is specifically, I don't know if it was like Edo to Meiji period exactly, but based on this, it's talking more about. Like ladies of the night would, in order to flaunt wealth, would be showing off their obi, which is like the bow. So I hope that kind of helps answer your question, which makes sense for everything I would understand and know Cathra. The scene. So I'll say about that scene is if there were more scenes that had that level of depth and intensity and like character motivation, and feeling as if there's like more nuance going on beneath the surface of certain aspects of the dialogue, and they gave scenes like that to Lise as well, and not just waiting until like, mid part. The first part of Stormblood I think could be a lot stronger. Step on me, please. Yeah, I like her writing as a villain. Agreed. What does Kayan even look like? Hildebrand is the best geisha, or Taiko Mochi. Yeah. Let's look up that Doma. Let's look up Kayan. Do we get a Hien, Royal Retainers, the Rijin clan? It does not look like we get an entry for Kayan. Let me do one quick final check. Kikimo, Sato, Sons and Daughters of Yanksha. No, yeah, it doesn't look like we get an entry point for Kayan. Unfortunate. If I'm not mistaken, I would probably assume that he gets name dropped over in the Rijin clan. Yeah. It was a comment from my dad back in the early 60s. He was in the Korean War. He said, if offhanded to my mom, and the phrase just stuck with me. Well, that makes sense, right? Because if your dad's coming that means most of the youngest person he's going to see, most of the people alive during that time who would have existed would have seen a time end of World War II where, you're talking about late Meiji, right? Effectively. People who were alive for the late Meiji, which means that roving sentiment would have still existed. I mean, it's a very different world today. I mean, not just even post World War II, but post 80s and 90s in Japan. We seem to have reached an impasse, and to make matters worse, every solution I can think of will only take more time. I don't suppose you have any ideas, do you, Elio? We could try talking to Shisoi around. We could ask the villagers if they know anything. Sorban, since he's here, mayhap we should ask him. We find some red Konjin and encourage them to talk. Right. You are the ones who came from above, yes? If we could have a moment of your time. I know who that is. These people are relevant. Mine apologies. I did not mean to startle you. My name is Ihanami, and this is my wife, Yunagi. We were wondering, have you any news from Doma? If so, we should like very much to hear it. May I ask why? If you must, our daughter fought in the rebellion. We have heard naught from her since. 'Twould be too much to hope that you know of her, but her name is Yugiri. I forget, does Yugiri coming into Sui no Sato, is that like the delivery quest, or is that in the MSQ? Kami be praised, she lives. She is well? We're looking for her too, actually, but I'm sure she's alright. We had no idea she hailed from Sui no Sato. How did she come to serve Doma as a shinobi? It all began when she was a little girl. She and another child crept out of the village, and having grown curious about the outside world, to Doma they went, where they met a young boy, a proud son of Yanksha, which was Hien. His tales of imperial oppression left a lasting impression on her. When she returned, she spoke passionately of the Doman's plight and urged us to take the boy in, but my wife and I would not hear of it. We thought that the matter closed, but she never forgot his words. She became convinced that the Garleans would one day come for us, and it was in search of the strength to defend us that she left, years later, to learn the ways of the shinobi. When the Ruby Princess learned of this, she forbade Yugiri's return, lest she bring misfortune to us all. We protested the judgment, but there was naught we could do, and so our daughter, who wanted only to keep her people safe. Surely there is something we can do for these people, they who gave her aid and succor when no other would. I am but a humble stonemason, but if it is the Yasakani no Magatama you seek, I may yet be of some assistance to you. The jewel is known to possess an unusual property. To the naked eye it is a jade, but when bathed in a particular light, it shimmers with a divine resplendence. I have a mind similar to materials before. To find them, one must use these lamps. They cast an invisible light under which the stones sparkle. In the deepest depths, they are invaluable. This is a sunken ship to the east. Though the current may have spirited away her cargo, you should begin to search there. Thank you so much. We will do just that. I hope you find that which you seek. I only wish there was something more we could do to assist you. Know that you will be in my prayers. And when you next see our daughter, pray tell her not a day goes by that her parents and her brothers do not think of her. I forgot to explain. So the Rain have white horns and the Zayla have black horns. We will, I promise. And what's interesting is that then you also have the Auri of Thavner, and they seem to be mostly white-horned, which to me is interesting because it means that the derivation that split off to become the Rain probably left the steppe having white horns. And when they left, that same group would have splintered off in order to like go join, just go to Thavner. But it also depends on when they arrived, because the Auri arrival is interesting. It's also possible that maybe they developed in isolation white horns as well. You giddy with the delivery quest, if I recall correctly. Yeah, thank you. Okay, thanks, Jubilant. Do you enjoy words in the written format? There's more lore at our website, the Eorzeanarchives.com. Yes, Renaniri does a lot of lovely writing. If this wreck is the self-same vessel of which Oroban spoke, then if the gods are good, the Magatama is nearby. Ready your lamp and keep your eyes open, Elio. We're going to need to take this slowly. Move too fast and we risk overlooking something. You find the Yasakani no Magatama. You will need to search the area marked on your map. Okay, hear me out. I've got a dumb idea. What if I go through the entire game and record every Gabi voice line, and we find a way to make a mod pack that adds it to the voiced cutscenes, or adds to the cutscenes that Gabis are in? I think precisely 4 people want that, and I have no idea how much work that's actually involved with making that like function, but I'm tempted. That also would be a fun April Fool's fucking video or something. Like, just drop that. Yugiti isn't involved in the custom deliveries. Hey text, but loves sound. Follows on Spotify. Thank you, Ray Ray. Is she? I feel like, shouldn't she come up in one of the quests? That would definitely be fun for April Fools if the pack isn't too much work. Oh, I'm sure it'd be a fuck ton of work, but like, it would definitely be. There's another April Fools video that I've been working on in the background that I'm quite excited to. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to make every April Fools Gabi related, because the first April Fools was Gabi related. I should go back and make a different thumbnail for that. But the first one was where we introduced Tome Fix. I swear, looking for a needle in a haystack would be quicker. Gosetsu will have died of old age by the time we finish. You wouldn't have found anything, have you, Elio? At least you think it's a Yasakani no Magatama. Not that you know for certain what that would look like. This is it, the Yasakani no Magatama, exactly as Soroban described. It would seem that our fortunes have finally changed for the better. Much as I would like to return and thank Yugidi's parents for the assistance, time is of the essence. I say we make for Tamamizu at once. Hold on to it for now, Elio. Once we arrive, present it to the Elder, and then we can finally learn how to deal with the Red Kojin. Could be environmental and dietary factors that also determine horn pigment. I noticed the Rain share similarities with whitish mollusks and Zayla with the land beast with the black horns as well. I guess, but then you would assume that but then there are Zayla who end up living in Eorzea or elsewhere and their horn pigment doesn't change over time. Here's the thing, AC, that's an interesting hypothesis. I kind of like it, but like, Also, I don't know, I don't feel like there's anything that suggests it. Especially because we know the Zayla that come to Thavnair come to it relatively, not late, but like, that's a really interesting idea, AC, though. I think this is one of those times I slap you and remind you that you need to make a living first. Yes, I should focus my energy on making better videos that make me a living, and rather than putting all of my free time and not free time into a small project that all of 3 people are gonna care about. You're right, Ray. Thank you for keeping me on task. First thought of Gabi and April Fools was Gabi Rickroll. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Never gonna mess around, I gotta forgive you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Yes, Ray slaps. Double boom, but also please don't overwork yourself. This is like also why I'm so focused on and why I hop on the mental like health stuff, is that like depression saps my ability to focus and willpower and just makes me overwhelmed by stuff so easy that I want to be more workaholic is the thing, but I spend so much time of the day just trying to like maintain normal, and I know a lot of you guys relate to that in different ways. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to, I definitely want to work more, which is maybe part of my problem. Also, what should I be saying? I've come to the conclusion that anything to do with evolution and throw it out the window. Yeah, basically, yes, in 14, pretty much. Yeah, just an idea. I just know similarities is all not for a sure thing. No, but it is, I think that's a really interesting hypothesis. I'm behind, but Yugiri coming here is a role quest. That's what it is, Tam. Thank you. Tam, thank you so much. It's the role quest. The ranged role quest from Endwalker that I'm thinking of. You are returned with the Yasakani no Magatama, I trust. I play a Rob and I know very little about their history. Well, Gemini, if you have any questions, let me help you. Let me know and I can definitely answer them. I mean, it is a lore stream after all. Or ostensibly it has been. I can't remember. The amount of time we spent on lore is intermittent. Yes, there is no mistake. Well done, well done. So, about the Red Kojin, you said there was a way to make them retreat into their shells? Are you ready to tell us now? Actually, we may also make it to Susano at this pace. I did indeed, and yes I am. For you see, divinity resides not only in material vessels, but in individuals. In laying claim to the most sacred of treasures, you have demonstrated an affinity with the divine. To treat with men and women such as you is to invite fortune into our homes. Gladly we will aid your cause. So if people want to join for Susano, we also got that going. All is ready, Soroban? Then give them what they require. Rejoice in the glory of combat! This is a ceremonial knife of sort. Before the blade, that which is sealed shall open, the treasure vault of the Kojin of the Isle of Zeki. It is there that our most prized relic, be they the red or the blue, are kept safe. Fiercely do the red guard it, for its contents are more precious than their lives. Were the vault to be attacked, the response would be that by necessity be immediate. Kojin would be summoned from realms around to defend their treasures. And were we to sow enough chaos, the Reds in service to the Imperials would have no choice but to answer the call as well. Given the Confederacy sign they would have been waiting for, without the Kojin, the Imperials don't have nearly enough troops in Isari to hold off the pirates. However, you must understand that the vault is our holy ground, home to 1,000 kami. To intrude upon it without paying the proper respect is a sacrilege we cannot condone. So if we were to pay the proper respects, it would be alright. Great, how do we do that again? The Yasakani no Magatama is one of the 3 most coveted treasures of the Kojin. The other 2 lie within the vault. Were you to deliver the jewel onto the others and thereby make them whole, the kami may forgive you your trespass and instead delight in your mischief-making. So if I understand you correctly, you want us to take the sacred jewel coveted by your Red brothers and deliver it to their treasure vault. I mean, did you just say that? More or less, the Yasakani no Magatama belongs on the Isle of Zeki. So long as it finds its way there, we are satisfied. The Magatama has chosen you to bear it to its brothers. Had it not, you would never have found it, and we would not have been having this conversation. It's fun to do the Kojin voice. I shall inform the Confederacy of your plans, and bid them make ready to act when the time is right. The Isle of Zeki lies to the west of Suinosato. Look for the cave beneath the waters. May fortune favor you in this and all other endeavors. Wait, is Trial 1 before Dungeon 2? Right, then I'm not normally in the habit of sneaking into heavily guarded treasure vaults, but if this is the only way to convince the Confederacy to act, then so be it. We should be prepared to fight, the bigger the better. The kind where you wish you had 7 of your most battle-hardened friends at your side. Okay, guys, I guess I'm gonna come up. If people want to come join us for the glory of combat, we will. I'll be coming to the tea tree in a second. I don't know about you two, but I am ready as I'll ever be. Me too. Let's do this. Right, and not left to say then. To the Isle of Zeki. Right, let's go find that cave. Shisui is optional? Lordy! That's crazy! I always forget that Shisui is optional. Hold on, we're gonna take anything from Evolution, just yeet it out the window. Goblins would be great at karaoke. Let's just say goblins and karaoke may or may not have to do with this year's April Fools. Watching you swim down that hole in the bubble make me think of how much pressure is in that bubble to keep the water out. Surface fast and you'll be in your poppin' hell. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we are also breathing underwater, so at this point I assume that the modulation of internal pressures is like part of the magics of being able to go in and out. I'll tell you what, magical pressures definitely regulate my going in and out. Am I right, people? Ayo! There, is that corrupted enough for you? Are we that close to Revelry? Apparently. I'm gonna actually come pick you guys up because we're very close. I did just attune, right? Yes. Okay. I'm returning to the tea tree. I would love to have 7 people who would like to join for the revelry. But also the physics of how hard it is for a person to go so deep in water and how your lungs would literally burst if you surface too quickly. I'm fun at parties. Yes. Who wants a pulmonary embolism? How our hearts sing in the chaos. And if you guys know Borsalino from One Piece, all his attacks are named after the 3 sacred treasures of Japan. Oh, interesting. Holy moly, we got quite a moly. Okay, how many of you guys are interested in joining? Wearing Kojin armor, Grand Blue? That's pretty funny. Okay, Dest is in. Can I get a wave if you guys are in? Or a jump, that works too. Send friend request to make sure that I can see Ven in the future. I'm just gonna go ahead and invite. There's Lara. I don't know Cran Blues. Oh no, okay. I will let you guys figure out who's doing what job. You guys solve that while I go back and get to the quest on hand. Shisui's optional, same level. Yeah, crazy. Stormblood's cadence is weird, yo. And also to have your 63 dungeon be an optional dungeon is weird. Like, I actually, in a sense, I appreciate it because it means like, oh, you can, if you're ready to go move on from the Ruby Sea, you have the option to. But like, also, like, that's kind of wild for the pacing. Yeah. A major problem with Stormblood, and I think we're like, especially, is definitely early pacing. And I feel like you could have gotten away with it if you had spent extra energy, ironically, even more time on characterization. Oof, a bit late, maybe next time. Sorry, Jan. Oh, no, Jan, you know what, actually, hey, would anyone be willing to drop who's with us regularly, so that Jan can join? Because I don't think Jan's gotten to do very many. I'll let you guys figure out if anyone's willing to volunteer. You okay, Bean? Yeah, Jan, if you want to come back, I'll come grab. I can send a message and grab you. Actually, are we friends already? If not, because I can just grab you there. Thanks, Bean. I really appreciate it. I appreciate that, like, simultaneously you are so, like, down for, like, joining in, but also so, like, and also, I can be gone. Yeet. Jan, can I get your character name? Because I don't think you're on my friends list. Or maybe you are and I just don't, I'm missing it. Oh, I was running behind on stream. Did everyone already get picked up? Yeah, Tam. So, we got. Unless someone else is willing to drop as well. But Alara, also, you don't get to do it that much. There's some heavy delay, by the way. Okay, good to know, Aaron. I'll make sure to like pause a little. It's probably from all the internet stopping and starting, which it's never like fully caught up on. Yeah, well, yeah, since Jubilant's a mod, I mean, the thing is, part of the thing is it's useful to have you Jubilant because you know, healer and stuff, but like, yeah, I'm in the tea tree. Well, can you whisper me your name? Because I can't come back because it's gonna like take time to go back to the tea tree and stuff. Assuming this is the right cave, it should lead us straight to the heart of the Isle of Zeki. Have you got a plan for once we've got to get to the island? How about the two of us get the guards' attention while the third heads straight for the vault? Afterwards, the other two join them there, and together we make a stand. With our numbers, it's not feasible to do anything more complicated, I think. Fine by me, I like simple plans. I'll be the one of the decoys then. You read my mind. I also had a mind to ask Elio to be one, given his peerless martial prowess. You know me, baby. Then it is settled. You two will make your way through the stronghold, creating as much chaos as possible. You know, have some fun. Meanwhile, I will attempt to locate the vault and gain entry with ceremonial knife when I'm inside. I'll contact you via the link pearl. Right, come on, Elio. We've got work to do. Oh, Joy, dogs barking at the same stuff to check on them. Oh, sorry. Sweet. Send Jan firm request and send an invite to party. I've got to head out here, drive home, rejoin, and get back. Sounds good, Deathberry. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks, Deathberry. But yeah, we try to make sure that like there's always room for people to join in. So, and luckily we've got regulars like you know, our Willows, our Beans, even Dest if need be. So if you're someone who would like to oh, is V dropping? Well, we got a second until we have to. V is being a mod. Reaperlicious, good to see you. Glad to have you. For Tam, I believe. Oh, okay, yeah, Tam. If you'd like to join, you're absolutely welcome to join. Sorry, I didn't realize that's what we were doing. Have you done 63 dungeon? We may do it. Finding out that it's optional. Let's invite Tam. Thank you for the message, Tam, so that they need not have to search. I probably should have summoned my Chocobo. That was cutting it more close than I meant to because I was distracted by trying to get stuff set up for stream. Also, I should probably equip my new armor and gear and stuff. Well, actually, I'm still have the right gear. Okay. But yeah, so we might do Shisui. It's probably gonna depend on time at this point. I think if we have time, we'll end with it. It's probably what I'm thinking. That way we can just go into Yanksha tomorrow. So I'm just leveling my Seraphalt. Nice. Yeah, I dropped assume Jarek wanted to go. Okay, cool. Thanks, V. I appreciate it. I didn't realize that I didn't realize Tam was still dedicated on going. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't having internet troubles or something. Or Jelly. Yeah, we got Tam. Let's see if I can just outrun you. I definitely gotta go level up some to like have to skip out on world mobs in the future. Honestly, it's kind of nice though to actually feel like, oh, I'm under threat from world mobs. I mean, like even playing, because I play a tank regularly, even when going through new content, and also being way more familiar with my skills and stuff, I don't feel under threat in the same way that I clearly do tank priv and all that. Though I guess killing world mobs is slightly slower because of playing tank. At least not playing healer. Ayo. Oh, poor healer means. Yeah, I'll save that just in case. Oh, you didn't see you need to do. Sorry if you wanted to go and bumped you out. Yeah, you're good, Tam. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He is a kind and considerate mod and does not. You're all good. Yeah, those pirates, priests need to show how shredded they are. I've never seen Hrothgar wear that 73 gear. Imagine how it looks on them. You're a sight for sore eyes. I hope Alisaie's all right, too. Elio, Lise, can you hear me? I've found the vault. Head northwest. There's a passage leading deeper within. Hurry. Yeah, totally, Reaper. I've seen... I went all the way through the end of Shadowbringers as a white mage. I mean, it's not bad. It's just much slower than it... It's more painful and slower than it would need to be. I mean, at least you never die. Admittedly, I'm now just thinking about playing a healer for that final scene in Endwalker, and that's kind of humorous. Honestly, playing that final scene as a paladin was pitch perfect. Isn't that skimpy gear meant to be ceremonial? Which skimpy gear? It's nice. Oh, sorry, I missed it. Okay. Weird decision to make. It's nice Ruby Sea lore with maybe the skimpiest dungeon gear. Because well, it's not meant to be skimpy. It's meant to be like swimsuits, effectively. You know, I mean, so like I guess swimsuits are skimpy, but I guess like there's a difference than it being like treated as like normal clothing versus like, you know, specific use clothing. You know. There you are. The entrance is straight ahead. Good timing, I might add. It sounds like the whole garrison is ahead, waiting for us. Glare Mega... Glare Mage, motherfucker!
Thieves! Thieves! Come to steal our most precious treasures? You will pay for this sacrilege!
And now it's time for the best primal.
That's the spirit. Now don't be shy. I'm more than ready for another round.
See, we need more of this, Lise.
Seize them!
Yeah, I guess, like, I mean, like, sure, but, like, you could also literally look to the, like, summer events, you know? Armor, it's like, is that any weirder? I mean, look, if you want to get a weird shit, there's things like the Bunny Girl. Here we go! It's our man! The Glory! Maybe we need an emote for, like, Rejoice. We didn't need an emote for Rejoice, don't we? Just have Susano doing, like, the Gobby Boom or something? Rejoice!
Who hath made us whole?
Hark! A great kami stirs. Yes, yes. A great kami of the sacred treasures. Oh, great
Why did the tank
kami,
limit break 3, Aaron?
we beseech your intercession. We who have guarded your blade and glass for generations.
Hey, it's Gosetsu's voice actor.
Your faithful Kojin.
It was I who made you whole. It was not my intent, but I carried the trinket.
Thou didst freely deliver our jewel unto thine enemy's own treasure vault? How auspicious! We do commend thee, son of man. Such audacity is deserving of celebration, exaltation, a contest of wills to mark the occasion. Let lines be drawn, let sides be chosen. And for their loyalty, we shall stand with the caretakers of our greater part.
Oh, perfect. A contest of wills. Just what we need.
See, if you had given this line in moments like all these lines like that get given to like that could have been Lise or something.
To us, shelled ones. Upon
she could have had some
this
moments, but instead
day,
it gets
your
given
wish
to Lally.
shall be granted. Curse
They need to put
neither
you
your
with someone else.
fate nor its executor, children of man, for we are of the divine, of both heaven and earth, the ringing silence, the raging calm. All riseth and falleth at the whim of capricious fortune. Assume your marks upon the stage and embrace the coming chaos.
Eorzean, is that you? Oh god, he's summoning Ramu. Beautiful.
We are Susano, and in revelry do we rejoice.
In the glory of combat.
That's a primal standing in front of us, right?
And a horde of angry Kojin at our backs. Oh, this contest is getting worse by the moment. Lise, help me clear a path. Leave them to us and save your strength. You'll be needing it soon enough.
Make way! Make way!
Spoil not your appetite for the feast, children of man. The dish will be served whether you will it or no.
They do play off each other. They just have too similar energy. Or like in purpose within the conversation. So like they alternate giving them each dialogue lines that are relative that either could have given. Oh, because they fat finger when the blade came down and went through with it. Nice. Kojin, we kept you safe. Warrior of Light. Hey, wanna fight? Susano. Hell yeah, let's do this, my boy! My dude. I am Susano, my dude. Okay, guys. Let's ready check. I'm sad that you don't, like, just get to, like, stand in the, like, combat zone. Okay, we still got one more. We got Death still needs. But we do have a second until we get in there. Should we jump in the chat and mute the stream? Yeah, you can, so I can do calls? Sure, give me a second, though. Yeah, I gotta speak with Alice, apparently. Come, milkshake. Quick, bring the Kojin to the yard. And they're like. That's why hello. Yeah, no worries, Des. I assumed that you were probably doing it for something like that. And are you gonna keep chasing me? Are you gonna keep chasing me? What if you just, like, did? Sweet. That was not part of the plan. A Kojin Primal was most definitely not part of the plan. Though I'm sure there's a perfectly logical explanation involving the Aether stored in the treasures, the religious fervor of which the Kojin guard them, or something. Pity Alphino isn't here to provide it. Just when I thought our fortunes had changed, I swear if Sorobon and his people knew this might happen. No, somehow I doubt that. Even the Red seemed surprised by what happened. All rises and falls at the whim of capricious fortune, does it not? Then that goes for him. We have to defeat the Primal. What's this named? Actually, what was the ton I just had named? It was named Uchikatana material. Oh no, they don't have. I thought it like actually had a name or something. As before, our numbers limit our options. I wish I could claim to have a brilliant plan, but I don't. All I have is a desperate one. Lise, you and I will do our best to draw the Kojin away from the primals. We'll lead them on a wild dodo chase all over the isle. The rest of the plan, I'm afraid you can guess. I'm sorry, Elio, I truly am, but neither of us can even approach Susano, much less hope to defeat him, which means you're on your own. Actually, is this where she's the line? Well, who knows? He does have an awful lot of adventure friends. Maybe some of them decided to take a fishing trip to the Far East and are surprisingly close by? I need to take a screenshot of that, because that line gets me every time. Like, before Shadowbringers, how are we gonna justify what's going on in trial? Yes, and I speak fluent Hingan. Come on, there's no point putting this off. Definitely like Susano better. Yeah, let me jump in chat. Although I may mute everyone just because, you know, normal stream. Thank you guys for muting yourselves. Appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, the tanks are gonna need to catch a sword, and that is like the primary mechanic, basically. Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to catch the sword. Man, I always love catching the sword. This is why I play a tank. Tanks get to have all the fun. Susano music with throat singing? Definitely like Susano better, yeah. Ooh, that would be a fun thing, matching primals based on their type for some art. Yeah. Is everyone planning to join the party so they have a desire to vacation nearby the rupees? Do super chat. Let's all so real chat. This is the voice, because I'm on step real happy. Speaking of which, before we start. Guess who was waiting right by the door for us? Come here, man. It's the boy. Hey guys, should we give him a third treat? I'll leave that up to you guys if we should give him a third treat. You want to know what? We gotta go kill a boss. Sound good? I'm gonna put you down now. Yeah? Oh, he's a very good boy. Here comes the boy. Tanks just wanna have fun. Oh, tanks just wanna have. That's all they really want. Okay. I love the Stormblood explanations. Yeah. When they add 8-person trial duty support, will 7 other people be random adventurers? I wouldn't be surprised if they do add trial support retroactively to stuff like that. If they do, that they would like. I wouldn't be surprised if they just change the line. Or yeah, if they just like pick like random Isari fishermen or something. What you doing? Please read the trial text too. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I will. We'll read it after this, too. Sorry, AC, I missed that. Or the duty support NPCs are all in summerwear. Yeah. Devil. Lightning triangle. Rejoice! In the glory of these sick waves, bro! Okay, but like Surfer Dude Susano. Okay, let's...
Let the
Wait,
rebels
whoa, okay.
begin!
Des, please wait next time. I got things like I gotta set up. Susano, good trial fight. Best trial fight of Stormblood, probably. Oh man, I stopped playing for a week and I forget which one's which position. Rear, okay. Me and you switching jobs, eh, Des?
The seas part for we alone!
The seas part for we alone. God, I literally haven't played normal version of this in forever. Man, what is... I never have stutter issues like this. What's going on? I guess honestly, because we're not on EX, it's not even...
The seas part for we alone!
If you get targeted, it means that's where the line's gonna appear. So you want to like try to make it. I guess we're being consistent about where we're placing it. I'm just used to it being set down the middle. Watch out for the cloud. That's the one part of nice part about playing Sam is at least I used to
The seas
I get
part
to use
for
it.
we alone!
If you have the line, please try to stay in place. And if you have that mark over your head, it means that you are the one who's going to create the line.
How our hearts sing in the chaos!
You can also use your, I forget what it is for other things, but I guess, yeah, arm's length. You can use your short cast and arm's length to stop being knocked back by that. Destin Alara, all you, however you want to do it.
Wild and pure and forever free!
Fucking beautiful. Like, it's weird, because, like, Shinryu is like a giant fight thing, but I don't know, there's something about the spectacle of the summoning of the water Susano that's, like, I don't think any other fight in Stormblood is as, like, grandiose. It's a grandiose moment. One of you guys take it! Don't make the Sam run and take it. He's using the power of two hands. I think he's using the power of God in the anime. I mean,
Rejoice!
oh no!
Resilient souls, I salute you!
Remember to watch out for the rocks. If I'm not forgetting it, that's not actually in normal, but we'll see. Also, PSA generally for people. Remember that arm's length in Surecast exists, and you want to learn to use it. I swear, your life will be a lot better. Okay, I think I got rocked. Yep. I'm on the left. I'm on the right. On the right. I'm on the right. Thank you. Quick, don't let the streamer die. Okay.
The seas part, for we alone.
Perfect. Thank you, Laura. Let me know if I'm actually wrong. I'm pretty sure it's our flank swift death.
Such ferocity.
Look out for the lightning clouds cross attack. I don't know how they designate it. Beautiful, guys. He is a god of anime. Let the revelry end. Oh, all good. Just I'm more meant because I saw you get swooped and I was worried. I was like, oh, was I wrong? Does it not work for that? Good job, everyone. If you want to take a picture, we will take one in a little bit after we finish up this cutscene or something. Where are we after? Meanwhile, off the coast of Othard. Let me. Okay, yeah.
Nary a peep from the shellbacks, sir. It's enough to make one wonder.
Silver. Okay, guys, just 1 second.
The Red have sounded the alarm. The Isle of Zeki under attack. Fierce fighting in the stronghold. The vault breached by outsiders and strange tales from deep within. All this the Red cannot ignore. Even now, they abandon their posts and flock to the Isle. The Garleans are powerless to stop them.
I'll be damned they did it. Well, Captain, wagers notwithstanding, I dare say we will not have a better opportunity to drive the Imperials from Asari and rescue our men. On the other hand, naught was put in writing, but if your mind is made up, then that is that.
Honestly, the thing about 14, and more than anything, is like, yes, you are in a sense a kind of a savior, but it's really just about showing people the impossible
I should add that if you were to change your mind, none would gainsay your decision, nor think you beholden to your past. Nor would anyone begrudge you a spot of revenge into the bargain. Like the little miss said, we knew this day would come.
Isari may be a rotting husk, but at least the tavern keeper never watered down his drinks.
Well said for a temperate man.
That makes sense, Tam. I thought it might be something like that. That makes sense, yeah. Because I don't know what else it would be. Dude, what a sick mask! I don't remember that mask ever coming up in other circumstances, because like...
Hear me, comrades! We made a bargain with the Eorzeans, and I mean to uphold our end of it. I mean to remind the Garleans that this is our sea, that all here belongs to the Confederacy. All that is theirs is ours for the taking, and take it we shall. We will strip them of everything they hold dear.
Apparently that is where that mask comes from. Yeah, Silver Kogaku, yeah, Rowena, yeah. Susanna with an O.
This one is iron. My hands will break before he speaks.
Kami, give me strength. Are you good at anything?
Talking about his birthdays? Well, his name days?
I had hoped this might prove more productive than blind inquiries, but I see you are determined to waste my time. Very well.
Yeah. Yeah, Greenwatt.
Line them up. Kill one for every question he refuses to answer.
Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't start with that.
Hurt them, and you will get naught from me.
You have given me precisely that thus far, so what have I to lose? Mark me, samurai. I will find Lord Hien, be it with your help or with your heads.
Heads? She's only talking to him. She's talking about... And... I assume...
Scum! You will pay for that!
The Confederacy. They've come to save us!
And this after I took such pains to cow them. Even pirates have their pride, I suppose. Enough to march to their deaths, no less. Oh, the stupidity of it all. It truly is a sickness. I shall just have to lance the boil. Drain them of every last trace of honor and compassion. Every last drop.
My lady, I'm going outside. Oh! Oh! The Kami are not finished with you yet.
God, I love Kosetsu. Lane, good to see, glad to have you. Kosetsu is a treasure, I totally agree.
There's no end to them. They just keep coming.
Then we must be doing something right. We have to hold out for as long as we can. He's counting on us.
I just imagine us like tearing out of there.
Susanna is slain! Slain by the Shellless One!
Hey guys, killed a god. What else is new?
Is it true? Did you defeat him? Well, in that case, how do you fancy helping us keep the Kojin occupied until the Confederacy make their move?
Speaking of...
Speak of the devils, that's coming from Isari.
I think we've done all we can here. Let's withdraw and make for the village.
Right. Although, they don't seem keen to let us go.
Hear me, Kojin of the Red. We have no quarrel with you, only your Imperial masters. No more blood need be shed this day. I pray you let us go in peace.
You dare speak to us of peace? Your flesh will feed the fishes, thief! Attack!
Let's just go set to a red Kojin. Y'all want to see red? Our red mage about to show you some red.
Now's our chance. Don't worry about her. She can handle herself.
Lisa out here just trying to become the main character. Pray return to his sorry. Beautiful AC. I totally forgot about those shots. We need more battle shots.
I can't let you take all the glory, can I?
Lee's trying to become the main character. Alice proving what it takes to do it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Tan. I'm gonna stop staring up Elios. Is this a Yukata? I mean, actually, it's probably got a very specific different name. Togi. Oh, of course. I actually wonder what delineates a Togi. I'm gonna... Togi. Is Togi just a name for 14? It's like, it looks more like it just looks like a samurai yukata. Huh, weird. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. I can look after myself, you know. Who else has that line like embedded in their brain? I've had enough of this rabble. Come on! There were those who stood in defiance of that fate. Oh, that line every time. Ring blades of dark and light, tolling the coming of the end. Don't mind Alice, she's just being what Droon taught her to be, deadly as fly and fly as fuck. Yep. I think we're safe. I didn't see any Kojin following us. Wait here, I'm going back for Alice. She stayed behind so we can escape. So that you could escape, not me. And that was a mistake. I should have been the one to stay behind, not her. So I've got to go back. If we lose her, I'll never forgive myself. I was the one who dragged you all into this. It was my fight, not yours. I knew that from the start, but I also knew I couldn't do it alone. But I've asked too much and let too much happen to you all. I have to make this right, and I have to do it on my own. So let me go, please. I'm asking you as a friend. I have to help her. You can start by finding me a towel and some bandages. Ugh. Alice! What? Why are you all looking at me like that? I said I was going to distract them, not make a heroic and ultimately futile last stand. Who does that, anyways? For the love of... This is stupid. You're embarrassing yourself and me. Shut up and let me have this. I totally forgot these lines. This is amazing. Right, that wasn't so bad, was it? Now then, we need to hurry back to Isari. Endwalker trailer is pretty mint. Agreed, Lane. It's definitely we were talking about it earlier, but there's a reason it's one of my, if not my favorite. Oh yeah, I watched the teaser trailer so much when it came out. Yeah, me too, Tam. Dude, I still love the version of the song that's like garbled in that teaser trailer, but I listened to it so, oh my god, I watched the trailer so many fucking times. I bet I'll watch the 7.0 trailer. I guess it'll depend. 7.0 trailer, maybe if like the music doesn't hit me as hard, maybe I won't. It would have been a good job for Allie if she didn't go Red Mage. Well, balance-wise, Black Mage wouldn't have made sense. Summoner doesn't really make sense because she doesn't have the Echo, so she doesn't have time to like spend engaging with the different. Dancer, no. Bard, Reaper, Sam, Ninja. I don't know that there is a good one. Because she has to be DPS. Black Mage, I mean, honestly, if you don't do Red Mage, honestly, I feel like your best option's Summoner at that point. Because you want her to use magic, and you want her to be DPS, which basically makes her a caster. Really. I guess maybe a machinist? But no, it's not really, you still don't have, like, casting as much. I really think it's, like, Red Mage or, yeah. But then, like, you maybe have to have her have an Echo, or, like, give her the Echo at some point or something, and have an Ancient Soul or something. I don't see any soldiers. Do you think the Confederacy drove them off? You're pretty far from the final days. Yeah, quite a bit of time until then. About halfway there. Whoa! Living on a prayer. At least I have to do this on my own. Everyone else, no, you do not. The lack of Jrun and Alice in a cutscene together still upsets me. But spiritually, she's holding him. Something definitely has happened here. I see several people who look like they might be injured. Let's give them a hand and find out what we missed. Do I need sleep? Oh, I'll be fine. If nothing, it's nothing that won't heal. You should go after Lise. They could have done it for the 80 thing. Oh yeah, the 80 thing would have been so smart, Tam. Oh, that's a great idea. I was mostly kidding about the machinist, mostly. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, I don't think there are a lot of good options. I remember you. You're the one who saved me from the Dolmen Catcher. Thanks to you, we managed to rescue the fishermen and my kidnapped comrades, one of whom joined the Confederacy with me long ago. It would have broken my heart to have to bury him. Oh, and if you're looking for the captain, you'll find him in the tavern. Wow, that was a weird optional thing. Jade, good to see you, glad to have you. Dark Alice. Yeah, but like, is Tank Alice really, like Alice is definitely the DPS, right? Like, she is maybe one of the most DPS-y of the group, other than maybe like Y'shtola. And Y'shtola already having Sorceress kind of takes the spot of Black Mage. Ah! Oh no, you're not an Imperial. Is it over? Kami be praised. I was certain she would have us all killed and burn Isari to the ground, or kill us all after making us watch, or barricade us all in our homes before putting them to the torch. I think it's fine for the next expansion patches to not hit anywhere close to Endwalker. It's only natural after such a high climax. Lane, I cannot agree more. And I have said this. If 7.0 is just really good, that is a victory. There was so much buildup. Shadowbringers got to do a bunch of reveals. Not only was it incredibly well written, but it got to do a bunch of intrigue. And Endwalker got to be a climax. They're having to reset in a lot of ways. If 7.0 is just really fucking good, and we set our expectations there, I think we're gonna have a lot better time. Because we should, you know, if of like them on a mechanical and broad quality level, I expect them to be comparable to Shadowbringers and Endwalker just because, you know, they've learned so much and stuff. But narrative-wise, I think that they're gonna hit, but I'm perfectly ready for them to, for 7.0 to not like hit quite as hard. Because I mean, like, you know, they also deserve, they can have one that's slightly less hard hit. You know. Thank you, my child. When the fighting started, I tried to run and hide, but fell and could not regain my feet. I thought for sure that we would all be slaughtered, but the pirates drove them off, and I never thought I would see the day when the Confederacy came to our aid. So yeah, I totally agree, Lane. Actually, a modified samurai would be cool, but I wonder if she'll get them to learn from a person or a book. Yeah, I guess the thing is, it'd still be a person, but the thing is that samurais aren't using magic. I mean, you're not really using magic all that much, and so like, I feel like that's a waste of Alice's like disposition and affinity for the arcane. I mean, this is flashing forward, right? But like, that becomes relevant in multiple ways elsewhere. Back already? What have you learned? And it's also relevant to like Louis Soir and her arcanism and... Ah, the tavern, you say? In that case, we should find Lys and speak with him together. Any machines with magical bonuses? Well, but then we're like making up jobs at that point, right? So like, but like I realize like, yes, sorceress isn't black mage, so that kind of already happens anyways, to be fair. But like, you know, if we're taking something as a root. That is true, Summit. You also mentioned that.
My Eorzean friends. Saw the smoke,
They
did
did,
you?
yeah.
A pity you did not come sooner, though I gather you were busy elsewhere.
Totally didn't even think about that. Good call, Summit.
Gosetsu! You're alive. You're all alive.
And full of vim and vigor. Did I not tell you I was no stranger to chains?
The fighting cannot have lasted long. Where are all the Imperials?
Agreed, Kogaku, yep.
Fled. They stood their ground for a time, until it became clear that their Korgian reinforcements would not be coming. We took some few casualties, but my deeper regret is having let Yotsuyu slip through my fingers. That bodyguard of hers may be a half-wit, but he's a mean bastard on the battlefield.
In any event, I imagine all involved are satisfied with this outcome. So far as the Empire is concerned, the Confederacy attacked Asari in retaliation for the Viceroy's actions. And without the aid of insurrectionists, I might add. Suffice it to say, we are prepared to be the subject of their undivided attention for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, we can talk about that in second lane. There is info on that. Don't do anything reckless. We'll not lose you guys.
Nor you. Our fates are intertwined now. If you fall, so do we.
Your assistance would be most welcome. Nevertheless, we shall do our utmost to spare you undue danger. We are already in your debt.
Nay, little miss, all debts are paid. For by your deeds, many still live who elsewise would not. Let both parties count their blessings, and may fortune continue to favor us all.
You still seek to bring freedom to our people, then? You will go to Yansha.
I have faith that our allies yet live. Once we have found them, we will plan our next step.
I hope that roll quest, man, bodes 7.0, 8.0, some point, Gosetsu.
Yansha was the crucible of the rebellion. What happened here pales in comparison to what Yotsuyo did there. Remember this. Fear changes men. Have care in whom you place your trust.
And with that, we must take our wounded home. Oh, your shellback friend sends his regards and looks forward to your next
AC.
meeting. Try not to
Does
die before then, eh?
I totally hear it. I would love to see you get one of the Heavensward drop, and Darker Machinist would have been cool. I mean, yeah, it makes more sense than Ass in a lot of ways. Like, just Healer just doesn't... Healing capacity, Fiutzer, which, Red Mage. But, like, a healer... Okay. That's it for that, because we don't want to go into Yangsha. So, instead, I'm gonna go pick up the quest for the... Anyone know which quest it is for the Ruby Sea? Shisui. Unlock. Head to the Ruby Sea and talk to the NPC Kurenai. Oh, we literally have to talk to Kurenai. Okay, well, I will catch up on you while we go float on over there. Float on, all right. Okay, Ally states full aggro DPS only behind Estinian, maybe. Yeah, totally agree. I believe we're only 1/3 through the general time lapse between expansion releases. Yeah, I mean, we're right now at 6.2. The emphasis has been that 6.5 will still be at 6.55. Like, it's still going to be the normal patch cycle in terms of that, even if the story, like, cadence is different, which means we're looking at 2024 summer, probably. Because if we, you know, finish out 2 months of this, we're looking at like January, first weeks of January for patch 6.3. Then we go 4 months from that to April-ish, May-ish, April for patch 6.4. Then 4 months from that is to patch 6.5. Which, you know, then there's how much time between 6.5 and 6.55 could be a little bit nebulous, but also there's going to be the time period in between the, you know, 6.55 and then the actual release, which if they want to continue on the cycle, I would expect we'd see something like a early Q2 control, yeah. Announce release for 7.0. F16 shouldn't be affecting FF though. Well, yeah, but parts of some of the so the part of the thing about how Square Enix works is that a lot of people go off of one project onto another based on their desire to do it, not just on need. So one of the things we know, for instance, Koji was having localization on FF16. So and that's one of the reasons that Kate Quinner was like leading for Shadowbringers and Endwalker on localization. So there were a lot of people who were finishing up on 16 who may come back to 14 or move on to a different project. So it was affecting it. Plus, you can't help it, like, even though Yoshibi was only producing, he was working on 16 while also working on 14. And like the man only has a finite amount of time no matter what. So even if it wasn't affecting it problematically, it would have been affecting it to some degree. We're going to win this with the power of friendship and this huge-ass sword. Since it's Creative Business Unit 3, I have to imagine there's some level of overlap in development. Doesn't mean it's particularly high percent, though. Yeah, we know that some people moved from 14 onto that project. We know that their spots were likely filled. But 16 coming to its full developmental close, I mean, it's probably right now, I mean, not quite in QA. I mean, it's definitely feature-locked, almost certainly, and it's most likely at this point just polish. But I don't know how much of the main staff was still on from that. Word of light, don't try to do anything reckless. Why stop now? It's Sensui-san. Have you met your Nama? Not yet, Quinn. Good to see you. Glad to have you, by the way. Not near that, Quinn. Not gonna lie, I don't remember anything that happened in this expansion. So yeah, so we don't get that. So right now we're going next episode we're gonna be in Yangsha, and then we're gonna head into the steppe. And the steppe is the Nama. But like also the joke of revolving around the Nama is not until the patch content. Nama is 2 zones away. Eviscerator, good to see you, glad to have you. Hi, I finally see the Archon of Eorzean Archives. Good to see you. Always good work on the videos, my sir. Why, thank you very much. I deeply appreciate that, sincerely. It's good to hear. It definitely invigorates working on more of them. Kind of funny that they got an active volcano near, nobody says anything about it. Oh no, Hell's Lid has a bunch of lore and there's a bunch of story, not to mention the entirety of like the Auspice questline, the Four Lords questline is tied to this. And it's not erupting. Like it's active, but it's not like constantly erupting or anything. I think they can retroactively fix certain parts of the story in Stormblood to make sense in later expansions. What part doesn't make sense? Can you say it without spoiling? Can you talk around it? Because I don't know of anything that's like an active contradiction. You are a man from above. I am Kurenai, sister of the Ruby Princess, the ruler of these seas. Your bearing bespeaks the strength and courage few possess. I have been waiting for one such as yourself to arrive. Though not many know it, the Ruby Princess's life currently hangs in the balance. A few days ago, a man cloaked in black visited Shisui of the Violent Tides. He claimed he had come to bestow a blessing of holy protection upon the palace. The incantation he muttered instead drew forth a terrible spirit, which took possession of my sister's body. Not long after, similar wraiths of the void began to surge forth, overtaking the palace and stealing the souls of the nearby guards. Shiosai immediately evacuated everyone and has since barred people from entering and leaving the palace. Officially, the Ruby Princess is conducting a private ceremony. None but Shiosai and I know the truth. We have a place to seal over Shisui of the Violet Tides to prevent any of the wraiths within from escaping. However, it will not behold much longer. Shiosai grows more convinced by the hour that we must destroy the dome and everyone within it, including my sister. I beseech you, man of the land, lend me unto your might. Please find a way to save her. Thank you. Truly, I know not of what I would have done had you said no. Now please follow me. We must go speak with Shiosai. I must meet with him to ensure he does not act prematurely and do something we will all regret. But that's the thing. I gotta finish that edit. There's nothing in this about the resonance or the echo and the blessing that contradicts anything that comes later. Like, that's the thing, is there's nothing. Because the function of the resonance is you effectively take an imprint of someone's soul and force someone else through it and affect their soul that way. Like, the resonant being a synthetic echo does not contradict the nature of the echo. And in fact, perfectly aligns with it in multiple ways. The only place in which it gets weird is Fordola's, like, future sight thing, but, like, also we know for sure that the echo can present itself in weird ways to individuals, and that people's own souls and dispositions can grant them slightly different abilities, the same way that Kryl has slightly different abilities. So it's not like there's nothing about it that doesn't work. I think that's mostly a combination of lack of understanding and miscommunication in character. Yeah, I have read pretty much, as far as I know, I've combed through almost every reference in the game to the Echo, the Blessing of Light, and the Resonant that I could possibly find, and have, like, pretty extensive notes on it. There is some confusing language used at certain points, and there are characters who are implicitly or explicitly shown to not fully understand the nature of these things, talking about these things in weird ways. But there's nothing that is, like, said, like, by someone who should know or is aware of the actual nature of the thing, something that does not in any way work with with everything else. And you are. We met before. Lady Kurenai, what brings you here? We just, like, met, like, not that long ago. What? My lady, you of all people must realize how incredibly dangerous it was of you to entrust another with our secrets, much less a newcomer whose intentions we know not of. What other choice did I have? When the seal breaks, we will be forced to drown the palace and all souls within. Would you sooner have me sacrifice my sister and my people than turning to the outside help? And you think that this man has some hidden power capable of delivering Suino Sato from untold disaster? I realize it is not in your nature to ask for assistance, but like it or not, there is little else we can do. No outcome could be worse than losing the Ruby Princess. Even you must realize that we only stand to gain by requesting this man's aid. You have the right of it. Very well. I will give your friend until the next high tide to rescue the princess. If he fails, however, I will destroy the dome and atone for the deed with my life. Remember, my lady, should it come to this, you shall be the one to inherit the throne. Here, take this scroll. It will permit you to pass the Shisui of the Violet Tides. I presume you are aware of where it is located. Not to worry, I shall show him there. Jolly! Good to see you, glad to have you. The palace lies just beyond the turquoise trench. Before we leave, however, there is one last thing I must share with you. I was not entirely truthful in everything that I have told you. It is nothing that affects our current predicament, but is nevertheless a lie I mean to set straight once this is all over. Forgive me, if it was something I could tell you now, I would. Every time I see that otter, I feel like playing Animal Crossing. Whenever I talk to Isobe, that's all I can think of too. Let's freak out. It's over here, yeah. Okay. So yeah, so AC, I'm not sure, I mean, obviously it's hard, right, to talk about the specifics with Shadowbringers and Endwalker when we can't talk about spoiler stuff, but if you want to at me in Endwalker spoilers or something with like the specific point you're referring to, because I spent a lot of time thinking about this of late. To you, meeting Shiosai of Suino Sato was the most important meeting in your life, but to me it was, wait, when did we meet? but to me, it was a Tuesday. Terrible, terrible movie. Wonderful film. Yes. God, I love how deep down you go. I was having a really interesting conversation with someone. So, like, I have, like, thalassophobia, and I get really scared of, like, deep water in the real world. But I find it enrapturing and beautiful in video games because in the real world, you don't... we had the, like, complete inverse issue where, like, in the real world, you don't know what's down there, and anything could be coming at you at any time or not. In a video game, it's, like, there's, like, clear delineations of, like, what there is. Oh, so beautiful. And if there's the potentiality for threats. Also, you're not under physical harm, like threat of physical harm. So I love exploring deep places in video games, even if I find them slightly unnerving, but in the real world. Just a row, fem row, just hanging out at the bottom of the sea, like you do. It's like Bayonetta. I mean, not really, but a little bit. These are the gates to the palace. Inside are the Ruby Princess and her guards. Thank you, Elio. Though he might not have shown it, Shiosai is secretly grateful to you, too. The thought of having to kill the Ruby Princess, however indirectly, has been tormenting him. Now, there is not much time left. Let us make our way in. You have the scroll of entry, correct? Remember, you will be unable to pass through the gates without it. Okay, guys, I'm gonna need you to, like, all fight to the death to figure out who's going into the dungeon with me. Oh, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna catch up on chat while you let you guys figure that out. God, I love how deep down you go. Damn, why? I love one of the mechanics in this dungeon so much, it's just super funny. I'm assuming it's becoming Otter. Return to Otter. Okay, I'm gonna... Dest and Willow, I'm gonna kick you guys mostly just because you guys are always around. Oh, who did we lose? Yeah, we lose Dest. Oh, Dest was ahead of me. Okay, cool. Hey, look at that, we even have the right composition. Sloppy. Breaks pure. Sweet. Let's Shisui it up. Has anybody else known like noticed weird queue times or anything strange on Crystal or any other server since the new American server or like Aether since the new since Dynamis dropped? I swear I was up in the morning recently and I went to like try to do a roulette and even as a tank I had like a 10-minute wait. It was crazy. Speaking of, we have a new FC over on Dynamis Seraph, right? I got it right? I was away while it was being formed, so I forget all the day info. Which if you are over on Dynamis, you should definitely go join. Love this music. Yeah, it's definitely ethereal and like eerie. Or not even just eerie, I mean a little bit, but it's like, fits the mood. I feel like tank queues have been trending higher. Lane, I've noticed that as well. That's true, but even I switched to healer to C, and it was still bad. But you're definitely right that tank queues as a whole have been trending higher. I'm not sure what's been driving it too. I'd be curious. Maybe just more people who are DPS mains have been falling off, and so there's a much bigger need for DPSs. And then also healers have had like no reason to increase in number. Because like, at least with tanks you get mounts, right? So like people who are in the long term might be working on their mains to tanks to get mounts. But with the healer, yes, Dynamis Sarah. Sweet. Tam, why is the reaction I'm always going for? Well, you succeed. I'm glad to oblige then. Yeah, usually there's not, so that just so everyone knows, there's usually not this bad of a delay. Right now we're suffering from it because of some internet issues early on in the stream. That's why I skipped Q as a healer, which I'm not really felt like wait times have changed since Endwalker launch. Yeah, definitely, healer is still by far the best, in general. I mean, with some exceptions. I feel like on Expert Roulette, I've noticed that tank is still the best, tends to be, but that's just my subjective experience. Feel free to pull hard on this, Alara. I don't know, you'll get this in time, but yeah, feel free to do the fun pull. John, good to see you, glad to have you. I'll be on all day tomorrow, so send me DMs if you need an invite. Yes, definitely message Issa if you need an invite. I don't know if, Ray, you have Ultim that you're playing on that as well, but I will be pretty much predominantly on Crystal Curl. You know, if like Crystal starts dying or something, maybe I'll end up switching over, but don't forget the home gang. God, I love this pull. I wish more dungeons had pulls like this. It just feels like they forgot to set up a barrier in one place and like, oh no. What if we allow them to pull all the things? Grab that treasure. Are you ready for otter time? Actually, is this old woman time? Forget. Yeah, this is old woman time. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking was otter time. I think I was thinking about heaven on high. Oh, fuck. Why no ranged? Why you give me no ranged? I don't know if just because I've been main tank, I've never gotten that mechanic before. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Oh, I fucked that up. I am so sorry, Jan. Oh, hey! That worked out well. All was well in the end. This is side, this is back, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I've been forgetting that. I forgot to do it for my dog. Still getting the muscle memory for Sam. Hey, we got 65. Good job, guys. Sploosh. Name the game. Oh, here's another hit. Shmee. Aaron, just straight away. Wind Waker. Knew it. Just fucking knew it. No hesitation. No questions. Yeah. You guys are just like, don't even come at me, Elio. You don't. My entire life was spent on the Nintendo GameCube. I've sailed the great ocean longer than you've been alive, even though I'm younger than you. Also, what a fucking great musical theme. Like, what a great theme for, like, a sense of adventure and wonder. Bum-ba-da. Bum-ba-da-da-da. Bum-ba-da-da. Ba-da. Bum-ba-da. Oh. Oh, yeah, the Royal Crest tattoo on your left shoulder? Yeah. Well, then who am I coming in and fight and like challenge you? It's just shit. I hate that minigame. You and everyone else, as well as speedrunners. God, nothing kills a run like that minigame. So I was away for a week. Is there a Tactics Over Glam contest? Is it like an official contest? Hunter, good to see you. Glad to have you. You got it? Sweet. Gotta channel your inner Master Matoya. Transfer character that's halfway through Stormblood to Dynamis, got to Road 80. I found out that Road 80 sticks if you change to DC, so I've got her on Leviathan right now. Cool. My name remains a curl. Yukio, good to see you, glad to have you. Sorry I missed you earlier. My kitty flops to the back, delete display. I'm sorry I missed them. You guys had some great random quips up here. I love these one-off mechanics that never return. Yeah, Lane, it's great. Well, it's great too because sometimes those like mechanics though are introduced in different ways in other things, or like the fundamental technology used to make them.
Such insolence will not be tolerated. You shall take a knee in my sanctuary. Miss, come to me. Give unto me your power. Fog smother all who stand in my way. Fill them with fear, with despair. Dark currents from beyond, hearken unto your master. Wash away any dare oppose me. Dark currents from beyond, hearken unto your masters. Wash away any dare oppose me.
Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. It's been a while. Are ruby tied weapons good? Do they look good? Yeah, I think so. They're a very specific aesthetic, but they look good. Are you gonna do Tactics Ogre? Wind Waker does have a very stated flaws, but such a good positive adventure, and we've never gotten such expressive link since. No, we really haven't. I mean, they've tried here and there, but like none will ever like beat Toon Link in terms of that. Yeah, like here, like look at the Dark Knight. So like, the Dark Knight is actually a good example. It looks good. It's just like it's just whether or not the aesthetic is the one you want. Ooh, is that? Oh, I was hoping that was the land. Who wants to be an old lady? Get over here, you little bitch. I'm gonna smack you something silly, I'll tell you what. I don't know whether that was my old lady, but good job, everyone. Okay, let me catch up on you guys. The thing is, like, Wind Waker has flaws in the same way that, like, most Zeldas have different... Like, you can... I feel like the most egregious flaw in Wind Waker is the Triforce quest, which is really not that bad. It's not good, but it's not that bad, and it justifies you, like, going out. It slows down the pace, it's problematic, but they also did a lot to fix it in the, like, HD version. I think from there, a lot of things that are sometimes cited as flaws are not flaws, they're just choices. The same way that, like, you could cite that Majora's Mask is flawed because of its, like, weird nature, weird pacing because of its nature, or because it has too few dungeons because it only has 4. I think Wind Waker's fantastic. I'm a big fan. My son's name is Link and he turned out blonde and blue-eyed. Well, there you go, Black Flame. Look at that. Yeah, I never played Tactic Ogre, but I think it's because of the remake coming out in a week. I should play that remake. Would you guys be interested if we like streamed the remake or something of Tactics Ogre? I also should then do Tactics at some point. Maybe I'll just do like a sit-down stream, like a 24-hour stream where I just do the entire Tactics Ogre. Because that sounds fun. If people are interested, then let me know. If you enjoy the stream and aren't a member of Discord, why not come join us? Thank you, Ray Ray. Must really chap Ganondorf's hide to be beaten so often by a young child. A lot of times it's Kid Link. Well, also, you just think about the way that, like, Toon Link fucking smashes that Master Sword into his noggin. Question, do we know if the New World has any info on the Warrior of Light yet? Do they have any info? We know the Wallachui are aware of the Warrior of Light thanks to the Blue Mage questline. Depends on what you mean by info. We know that there's certain trading partners with the Mamelja. It's unlikely that they've heard much of us, though certain groups may or be more or less aware of us. It also depends on their proximity, likely to the western coast, or the eastern coasts, as they're much more likely to then have at least had some trade with the people of Limsa, and then likely to have heard the Warrior of Light. I would suspect not much, if any, Hunter, though. An hour and a half is enough to sleep, right? Yes, Demins. Also, did you really only sleep that much?
I know not how to thank you. You saved them, Elio. You saved all of them, even the Ruby Princess. Well, she is not unharmed. She is currently unconscious. Shiosai has carried her to Suino Sato, where she might rest undisturbed. It looks as though it might be a while before she wakes. Before we speak any further, however, let us return to the village.
I'm glad I only played the HD Wind Waker. Honestly, the original's not that much worse. Like, it's really not. Like, again, as someone who's played Wind Waker multiple times and can absolutely acknowledge and agree with, like, the criticisms of, like, it would have been better if the Triforce pieces had been more, like, dungeons or something else, or, the annoyance that, Jabu Jabu and, like, the original's it's really not that much worse. But the quality of life that is in the HD, I think, is really beneficial for most people. I mean, like, it's I guess what I would say is that the quality of life was not needed, but it is sorely wanted. Like, that's the difference. Like, I don't think original's unplayable by any means. That's what Othardi and Matoya looks like. I reached level 80 and dear God, so many bunny ears were done in pursuit of leveling. Bunny ears? So many bunny ears were done in the pursuit of leveling. I'm not sure I fully follow Yukio, let me know. Majora's Mask is the best Zelda, don't at me. I mean, it's my favorite one. I mean, the best Zelda is a stupid notion, right? Like, even, best Zelda is a stupid notion, even if just because Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time are effectively pacing-wise, basically the same, just Twilight Princess harkens more on a little bit more being more storytelling-oriented. You know, it's like, you know, to me, it's like, what do you appreciate most about Zelda? And so, like, for me, Majora's Mask is one of my favorite games, you know? Because, like, it's, because of how weird it is, how melancholic it is, like, its oddities are what I love it, make me love it as much as I do. But those are the same reasons that I know a lot of people fucking hate Majora's Mask and can't stand it. So, you know, and especially when something like Breath of the Wild exists, what is a Zelda game anymore? Because for a long time, people would say like, oh, Ocarina of Time is the template, right? But like, clearly that's not the case. That has not been the case for a long time, and that's clearly no longer the case. For some people, Link to the Past is clearly the template, you know? Bunny ears equal ninja. Got it. Thank you, Tam. If you're ever interested in the GameCube multiplayer, Dolphin emulator does support very nice net play. I put quite a few hours in Kirby Air Ride the other game. Kirby Air Ride slaps. And that, yeah, Lane, I've definitely used Dolphin before for that, and I do not feel bad saying that nor admitting it. Remember, emulation is legal. Owning games is the gray area, but emulators themselves are perfectly legal in the United States, no matter what Nintendo tries to tell you. This is settled law. Likely, I think our reputation has went beyond the borders of Eorzea, but not many know of us beyond our reputation, like what we look like, so who knows. Yeah, the thing I would say is, like, people of Othar didn't necessarily know us particularly, or hear tales of us. In Thavnair, we weren't necessarily heard of, except for by someone like, Vritra. People of Mare City are not likely to know us for a variety of reasons, and New World people are not likely to know us for a variety of reasons. If we go to somewhere in Ilsabard, where we haven't been before, I think it's likely. I think you might go to somewhere new, like if you go to Volnane or Nagsha or something, maybe people have heard of us there. But I would say that, especially the way in which the New World and the Mare City are depicted as cut off, I wouldn't be shocked to definitely feel like no one knew us, other than maybe very specific groups or very specific individuals. And to think I was ready to take such drastic measures, please accept my sincerest apologies. I greatly misjudged you, and it nearly cost everyone their lives. I brought the Ruby Princess to the village that she might have a proper rest and recover from this ordeal. Alas, she has yet to open her eyes. I can only pray that she will wake soon. I don't know why I came and talked to him instead of turning in the quest, but... you look at how people react in Othard, yeah. Ganondorf from the Wind Waker was really hamming it up with his evil laughing. When he got the Triforce, he was just going off. The reason I'm asking is because I think it'd be funny if, when traveling in the New World, a random group of bandits try to rob the Warrior of Light. I think that could happen. But the thing is, like, bandits in a traditional sense we don't know necessarily exist on the New World. The level to which the New World is industrialized seems to be emphatically not at all within the northern section, if it's matching up with how we're thinking it is and what we're told from the Wallachwy and such. And the southern half, maybe, but still not industrialized. We would be looking at something more like Ronka than we would be looking at something like Eorzea currently. Ostensibly, that could change. But, like, yeah, that could happen. I don't know that it would, just because mostly a bandit's not going to go after a crew of people who are heavily armed. But, yeah. I would not expect your average Joe to know who the fuck the Warrior of Light is in the New World. I would emphatically think that that's unlikely, but, you know, that's just my educated opinion. Please allow me once again to thank you for your help. You would be happy to hear this palace guards are all slowly beginning to return to their senses. It seems peace has finally been restored to the palace. You've saved everyone, including Shiosai, from an untimely death. If only the Ruby Princess would open her eyes, Suino Sato will be exactly as it was before. I suppose we must simply be grateful for how well things turned out. Now that the worst of the storm has passed and the tides have begun to calm, it is time that I came clean. Yes, tell me who your identity is. Oh, actually, we don't have to do that now. Sweet. Let's return to the tea tree then, so I can finish up you guys, and then we'll call it there. Yeah, no, it's a good question, Hunter. It's a definitely interesting question. I can give you informed speculation, but not much else. I appreciate the questions. I always appreciate the lore questions. They make my day fun, and especially having to, like, apply my knowledge and think about it. Oh, look, all you guys with all your fucking... what are you all dressed? What is going on here? What is going on? I feel like I'm at the end of the Poltergeist movie. Vend, is there a reason that you can't... Is your friend list full or something? Because I've tried sending friend requests multiple times and it, like, doesn't accept. Is this someone? Oh, that's Lara. Okay. Or no, Vend, you're in the party with us, aren't we? So, like, let me... That's probably why you aren't showing them. Oh, nope, still aren't. Okay, well. Twilight Princess is one of my favorites. Yeah. Bunny ears. Yeah. Ninja. They think they'll do an HB remake of the first Legend of Zelda. They did it with a few games already, not to change much, just turn it into 3D. Yeah, it's called Breath of the Wild. I realize that, like, Breath of the Wild isn't literally the original Zelda, but, like, effectively Breath of the Wild in a lot of meaningful ways is a 3D remake of the original Legend of Zelda. But I get what you're saying, more like Link Between Worlds rather than, but no, I think because of the Breath of the Wild, not likely. What I wish they would do was be HD, actually didn't they? They did a HD Skyward Sword. Crick Rock's voice. No matter what the Nintendo tells you, there's nothing wrong with emulators. Yeah, exactly. We go to Corvos. Oh shit, it's the word of like, can you send my sword? Not impossible, especially you think about the Corvos with like the G tribe. Corvo, what the fuck are you, what is with these costumes? What is going on? Wow, I love you guys. The G tribe, the Garleans that might be in Locus Amenos for them. Well, I mean, Corvos for them. You know, like the rebellion group. Well, I guess Garleans probably wouldn't be left there because we know they retreated from Locus Amenos because it was recaptured by the Corvosi. So, but yeah, the Corvosi would likely know about you. Makes sense. Maybe Gunblade. Yeah, 16 minutes queue for tank and MSQ. Yeah, it's crazy today. I never would have guessed like 3 comments late. Let me get back to the tea tree so I can finish off you guys. God damn it, Tim. Not gonna lie, I love the latest Tataru Quest spoilers. Quest. I haven't actually done the latest Tataru's Grand Endeavor. I still need to do that. I'm horrified and slightly aroused. I am your friend. I come to lurk during break just in time for the stream to end. Lol, you silly crazy people. Well, there's always the VOD. Don't forget, by the way, if you miss stuff, you can always check out the VOD, and it does help the channel a lot if you check out the VOD, both for like watch time and also just it propagates the video more likely. I mean, technically that's not really how the algorithm works, but it's kind of how the algorithm works. Popping off to lurk just to say I love you people. Yeah, popping out of lurk just to say I love you people. Thanks, Bean. Yeah, look at you guys. Look at you guys. Okay, y'all weirdos want to take a picture together before we call it? Let me here. Let's get in front of the tree. Y'all a bunch of weirdos. Do I even have an umbrella at this point? Currency, portraits, PvP, gold saucer. Try to get it in close while I figure out if I have emotes, free company, and close friend. Alara and Grand Blue, can you guys get in like a little bit closer? Because like the closer we are, the more we can easily like zoom in. So like, can I get you like over by where, like maybe, yeah. Yeah, just achievements. No, I don't have any faction accessories yet. Okay, I'm gonna read it, check it, and then we'll take that picture. The algorithm. Des, good to see you, glad to have you. And yes, I'm grateful for hot Eorzean male emotes. Maybe we'll have to get another one. I guess, what would another sexy Eorzean emote be? There's one in Kukune for 100k. Yeah, I'll just have to grab that one in the future. Guys, you're fucking umbrella. Okay, yeah. Well, you know what, that's good enough. We'll make it work, we'll make it work. Still fucking doing Singing in the Rain. I just want to beam. Tut tut, looks like rain. I don't know why some of you... Okay. I know Ven's not looking, but I can't not with that fucking... This is it. Ven, please stay still. Beautiful. Elio getting decapitated. I mean, look, umbrella decapitation is not the worst way to go. Let's be real here. Putting that in screenshots. Umbrella gang. You've heard of an umbral era, but have you heard of an umbrella era?
Yeah!
Perfect timing, Black Flame. Perfect timing. I'm grateful to Hilda made Elio. If you want Maid Elio, speaking of Maid Elio, don't forget right now, $200 we get Maid Elio on stream. Also, Maid Elio. Oh no, wait, there was something. There was a tool I needed. There were not a tool, but there was something I was gonna get for the archives for like working on something. Frick, I forgot. There was some sort of tool that was useful. Well, I'll remember what it is. But right now, the goal is once we get $200, I will do an entire stream in a maid outfit. I don't mean Elio the character. I mean Elio the man. Will be on stream in a maid outfit. Lordy. Okay. Do I shave my legs? We'll answer that question once you guys raise the money. Sorry, I was trying to face the camera. Oh yeah, no, you're good, Ven. You're good, Aaron. Alara is getting revenge at the same time. Elio in a Speedo that says slope on the ass. Oh, now I understand, for the emotes. If Elizan becomes an honorary member of Archosoja tribes, that make them an Elizant. Yes. And effectively, I will always forever have to wear the head. How much for both in a maid costume? You know what? I'll make you a deal. We raise the 200. I will put Elio in a maid costume the entire stream too. Deal? Speaking of, we still need to do the, we raised $50 for emotes that we need to do. Obviously we can't do emotes anymore because of the changes in practices, but I'm gonna take care of that. But so I need to not forget to do that. We'll do that probably raffle for that next, this Saturday for community event. Deal. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put things back together. And friendly reminders, Discord. If you are not part of the Discord, go check out the Discord. Eorzean Archives Discord. It should be linked in the doobly-doo. Beyond that, don't forget that we have a written lore if you like reading that over on our website. We've got new stream videos every Monday and Tuesday, as well as Thursday. Me and Naniri do... Monday and Tuesday are the MSQ streams. Thursday, me and Naniri do our replay of all the Final Fantasy games in order. Obviously, I've been off for a bit, but... Wednesday, we have... My dudes. Wednesday, we have new videos. However, I may be swapping things up. Oh, Willow! Thank you so much for the $10. And beautiful hippo. Should do the hippo. I may be trying to switch up some things, so the schedule may be changing a little bit from here on out. I don't know yet, but I may start taking off like 2 or 3 weeks to do like a bigger video, or just to like have more time to like really do nice editing or something. It depends, but we'll see here or there if we end up doing that. Friday is Lore Book Club over on the Discord. I got to put up the event for that. Don't forget to sign up if you want to join it. The Saturday is community events. We will be doing whatever people want to do. I'm thinking if people want to work on, this week we'll work on triple triad cards to get people their mounts. If people want to get their triple triad card mounts from that. Sundays, I ostensibly have off, though I never take off. Yeah. I'm sure there are other things that I'm forgetting about. Don't forget, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that stuff. Little money button right next to smiley face right beneath the chat box. Where can I donate? Oh. Yeah, and don't... Look, as Ray is constantly reminding me, Elio, you need to make sure that you can make, like, Dante from the Devil May Cry series? His coat was blue. That would be Virgil, dumbass. Aaron, for the stream! Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, working hard to try and make this stuff so that the Eorzean Archives is more sustainable and also something that I can more do full time. But yeah. Oh, thank you so much for Maid Alice. Thank you so much, Yukio. What is that? I don't know that money sign. What is that? Usually I at least recognize them. Filipino pesos. Huh. Today I learned. Thank you for that, Yukio. So thank you for the resources, but also thank you at the same time for teaching me something new. Yeah, Philippine peso. Yeah. Actually, what does that leave us at? How close are we? $12. We're on our way, boys. We're on our way. As a maid, do you do windows? Baby, as a maid, I'll do whatever you want me to do. But yeah. Okay, we're running out of time and already going late. Yeah, Filipino Fun 14 represent! Yeah! I also, oh, I forgot. So the person who won the Chronicles of Light, I'm actually going to send a copy. It was literally cheaper to buy them a copy than it was to mail them a copy. So we're gonna do that. But that means that we're gonna actually secondarily raffle this off as well. I need to finish, I'll make sure I get that shipped out to them as well. But yeah, so we'll probably do that as on top of the other, the raffle that we're gonna do. Polish my sword. Lusty Eorzean maid. The Lusty Argonian maid, but in 14, yeah, Lusty Eorzean maid. Now someone's got to write a fanfic or like draw. So okay, maybe I kind of need some. Okay, can someone draw? I will put if someone draws art of the Lusty Eorzean maid in like the like tonality of the Lusty Argonian maid. I will put it on that board and I will make sure that it is displayed for every stream. You have Ko-fi? I don't actually have Ko-fi. We have the Patreon. Thanks for reminding me of the Patreon. The best way that supports the Patreon is you also get fun little rewards from that, as well as you get titles and stuff for the Discord. On top of that, you get your name in the banner above my head. I need to make sure that I've updated the banner recently. I haven't set up a Ko-fi yet just because I don't know. I just didn't, it wasn't, I didn't want to create like yet another, like a bunch of different like confusing, like, oh, where do I go to support? But yeah, if you want to do that. I used to do Linux, but the gaming just wasn't working right. Yeah. I still need my name in the banner. Brian, I'm so sorry that your name hasn't been in the banner. I lose track of everything that's been input in the banner or changed up everywhere. That's also why people contact me in the name. If I ever miss a reward or something, please let me know. I will try to be on top of things. I'm so sorry. Let me make sure that you're in that, and let me like even just like put your name in there twice for a bit. I'll do that right after stream. Titus laugh word. Ha ha ha! Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Patreon to go. Yeah, mine's not either. I just figured they'd be busy. The banner is Patreon, right? The banner is Patreon. That is correct. Brian, thank you so much for being understanding. Like for offering me resources. You know, I don't know why I'm saying resources and money, but just like for offering me money and I can't even, you know, uphold my part of the deals. I appreciate your patience. Thank you. But yeah. Okay, you know what? I think we've spun our wheels enough. I'll see you guys all tomorrow where we go into Yangsha. I think that we'll probably make it through Yangsha. I don't know if we'll go into the steppe or not. It depends. Because I kind of like the cadence of doing like one map per. It's been pretty good. Which also means though that once we do this in the steppe, you know, we're only we after the steppe, you probably, I mean, kind of go back to Yangsha a little bit, but then we're not that far away. We're like approaching the halfway point of Stormblood, which is crazy. Guys, we're gonna be in patch content before too long, in a couple of weeks. Then we're gonna be in Shadowbringers. What the fuck happens when we get to Endwalker? What happens when we're caught up? I don't even know what to do with my life. Oh frick, we gotta start leveling Paladin. Oh crap, we gotta finish up doing Shadowbringer stories. There's so many things to do. Ah! Okay, well, Asm Step is nice touch music. Yes! There's something about it that reminds me of like late 1990s putt-putt games? It's a very weirdly specific vibe. Putt-putt goes to the zoo, anyone? Anyone? Okay, but we're running out of times, and my mods, mine's not fear, they figure they'd just be busy. Thank you, Willow. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go to Patreon after this, and I'm gonna get all your guys' names, and I'm just gonna start from scratch, take all the names that we have, and put them in the banner. You just awoke a hidden memory. We don't have time to talk about the wonders of Putt-Putt Goes to the Zoo, but I will tell you, my friends, that if you have not played the Putt-Putt games, you absolutely should. And also, Des, go spend the rest of your evening playing Putt-Putt Goes to the Zoo, because I'm sure I have just, you know, unlocked the memories of your ancestors deeply rooted within you. What to do, lore streams of raids, etc. Yeah, I guess, Tam, that's not a bad idea. There's tons of, like, side content and the raids, and we just, yeah, it's not... Maybe we'll consider turning. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, with that, I've been Elio Forceron, and I hope you have all had a wonderful day, and I will be looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Cheers, everyone. Progging tea. Oh, that's a great idea. Progging an ultimate every. Oh, we could prog an ultimate. We could prog tea. Tea for tea. Is it rated tea? Fuck, I have to go. Bye, everybody.